I don't know why it did that. That is
It's
very.
still on my TV going, so Casey is a complete idiot.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, nope. God damn it.
Yeah. Oh well, since yeah, okay. Now we're at the correct link. So everybody's gonna have to go and find the tweet. Um, we're just gonna get rid of that. I don't know what happened. Let's restart
Yeah,
the show.
God damn it.
What's going? Hey, I've been pulling a Casey all weekend apparently.
Hey, come on! I never did anything like that.
I don't know what the hell happened. I tweeted out the correct link, but yeah, OBS didn't put me on the right link. But anyways, take two. What is going on, guys? The Rose here. Welcome back to Less Than Serious, our bi-weekly show that we've taken away from Gatekeeper Drew because he decided to give up on podcasting and play video games. He took his he took his microphone and he decided to go home. But anyways, so yeah, we are here to talk about the Coca-Cola strike. We are here to talk about Xbox's future, whether or not they are in hot water, and as to whether or not they're gonna close down anytime soon as a gaming company as far as consoles. Now, if they do shut down their console division, it doesn't mean they won't stop making games, but they just won't focus exclusively on consoles. They won't be, if they close their doors console-wise, there won't be any more Xbox consoles, but they'll pretty much become the next Sega, in a sense.
Well, I mean, are we starting with that one? Because I have a couple things to bring up about that.
Not quite.
I bet you do.
Not quite. And I'm going to rant about FYE and the bullshit customer service I've received from those dickheads in the past week. Because the FYE in my area sucks. Their phone service sucks. Their store pricing in general sucks. They're going out of business slowly but surely. Welcome back to Pluto, Michael. Thank you guys for finding the fucking correct link. I don't know what happened. And as far as Twitch goes, fuck you, Twitch, because my Twitch chat is broken, and I don't know why. Nobody can use my Twitch chat, or at least I can't. To me, it just shows a spinning circle where my Twitch chat should be, and if I try to type in my own chat, it tells me this action cannot be completed. Try again later.
Now, Rose, I have not had the chance to pick on you for quite a while, so don't take this to heart. But God damn it, whenever you make a link to a stream, use your one good eye.
Oh,
you're right.
That's fucked up.
That's not as fucked up as what I said to you yesterday, Casey.
Well, I started off. I mean, when you picked the phone up, I was like,
"A harsh truth. What's going on? This amateur production. I swear, yeah, I fucked up. It's on me tonight. I misspelled on the thumbnail. Somehow I linked to the wrong link. Have you tried again later? Have I been trying again later? I'm looking at my Twitch chat on the computer, and it seems to be working, so... Excuse me. What's going on to Frank from The Harsh Truth over there with the movie reviews and entertainment talk and whatnot? So, Casey, you called me yesterday. I was leaving a convention in Pennsylvania. I went to a pop culture convention, had some voice actors and voice actresses there from cartoons, video games, anime. There was a couple of actors there. One, I believe, was from the Saw movies. Who was there? There's a couple of actors there. Somebody that had ties to the TV show Knight Rider, the original one, not the remake, because there was Knight Rider music playing there, and there was a small replica of the of Kit was there as well. I seen.
A small replica.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the car, like, it wasn't a full-size replica car, but there's, like, a pretty sizable model of the car.
Well, I mean, if you had to compare it to, like, half size, quarter size.
You know, if you were to buy a model from the store and, like, look at it and say, wow, this is, like, 3 times the size of that, it's probably about that size.
No, Frank, I did not give him my number. I don't give anyone really my number. I mean, they can reach me on Skype a lot of times easily.
So
oh, easily, dare we say about today, Casey?
Why
Easily, really?
Yeah.
Rose, how many times did you try to get a hold of Casey today?
Twice before he answered me.
How many times did I call you? Quite a bit, Casey. This is your show, not mine. You are supposed to be working with the Rose on this. You completely spaced it.
He forgot that there was a show tonight.
Honestly, to take the cat out of the bag, I ghosted Joe a couple times on those. So
I don't give a fuck.
I'm sure you
Ghost
did.
me all you want.
So Casey calls me yesterday. I'm leaving this fucking convention. He goes, guess what finally happened to me? And I said, what, your mom died?
Oh, that's fucked up.
He goes, no. I'm like, I forgot what I said. I kept the joke going. I said something else. It was equally as fucked up. And I can't remember what I said. And he goes, no, I finally got a PS5. I'm like, really? I said, welcome to the land of the current generation.
Well, technically, I'm there right now with the Switch.
No, that is no.
What do you mean,
Switch,
no? It's
the Switch may be current gen, but it is last gen hardware. And that's being generous.
But, I mean, I have a PS4 Pro. It's not like I'm too far behind with that.
Pluto says, Joe has already started the Coke strike. He is drinking Coke's retarded cousin. I'm not a big Pepsi fan myself, but I'll drink it when I have to. I don't knock it.
I'm in the same boat. I'm more of a Coke fan, but if all I got is Pepsi, I'll drink it.
So Casey, have you hooked up that PS5 yet? What do you think of it so far?
Oh my! I like it. I really do. I don't have any PS5 games right now because I pretty much spent the budget on that. But the first thing I had to get rid of was that fucking where it was saying every little fucking thing you're doing. It was like if you're putting your username or your password, if you select by a letter or go by a letter, it would say that. And then I was like, oh my god, the thing wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Just like you.
I don't remember if I had that problem, honestly.
What do you think of the switcher on it, Casey?
The switcher?
You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Rose?
No.
When you hit the PS logo on the controller one time, then for me, it's right near the home icon. Switcher, active, YouTube, recent games, recent media apps.
Oh, yeah. I really don't use that, to be honest.
Oh, I do all the damn time.
I don't know. I guess it's just I go on there and just do what I do and play games or watch something. Honestly, I don't even use the PS5 for watching apps. Pretty much, I just use my smart TV because it's got the same apps on it. So why use my PS5 and run that to watch the same apps that are on my smart TV?
Oh, true.
See, I don't have a Roku or anything like that, so the PS5 is my Roku.
Yes, it's understandable.
I'm wondering what he was supposed to say right there, what Frank was saying.
I think he says, isn't it basically current gen? I think he was talking about the Switch. When I was saying...
No. Right after that. Oh, I think I know what he's meant to say right there. Sick freak.
Let's get this part. Set up OneDrive. Okay. For a second there, I thought my fucking antivirus wasn't working. But, yeah, so, Casey, you set up the PS5. You got no games for it yet. If you have PlayStation Plus, there's a couple you can download for free right now.
Yeah, I transferred all the data from my Pro over to the 5. It took over like a day to do it.
What size hard drive do you have?
They come 500 gigs, I think.
Well, on my PS4 Pro, I have an internal 1 terabyte. Then I have one external 1 terabyte. And I think I have a 2 terabyte external for the PS5.
Wow.
I was about to say you're going to need an external.
Even I don't have one of those.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got this one for extremely cheap. When I saw it, I was like, yeah, I'm going to pick this up. I think it was like $30. I was like, yeah, I'm going to pick this up.
Hey, our girl Anani's in the chat.
Here,
What's up, baby girl?
Anani's saying, what's up to everybody? Appreciate you stopping by the show tonight. I'm glad you found the right link because I didn't, apparently. And I'm the one who set it up. And I also misspelled in the thumbnail. And no, I'm not fixing it. Because that would require me to do it all.
I told you about that like 5 hours ago, damn it.
Yeah, but then I remembered it didn't have the original image, and I would have had to resave it and remake everything. So
oh, heaven forbid you try to be professional.
Hey, nobody ever said I was a professional.
I see where it fucked up. I was trying to look, and then
the word strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it now.
I forgot the I. Just like me, it doesn't have an I.
Oh,
I even told him in his chat on his Mega Man stream, you forgot the I. And what does Rose say? I forgot the L.
Yeah, I thought it was an L. It looked like an L in my fucking chat. I don't know.
It was a capitalized I.
Hold on, why would you put capitalized I?
Because I capitalized on strike on the thumbnail every letter.
Oh.
Common sense, Casey.
And then I forgot the letter I. So,
when I had to spell it out, you forgot the EYE in strike, which makes me sound like a dumbass saying there's the word I in strike. So I think at the time, Rose knew what he was doing. He was just fucking with me. Weren't you?
No, maybe. Maybe not. Probably not. So anyway, I'm going to rant about FYE because there's nothing to show or whatever. I'm going to get this rant off my chest. Fuck FYE. For your entertainment, more like for your fucking enragement. So I go to FYE on Monday. They're holding a couple items for me. Now, this store, they didn't tell me what's been going on. Otherwise, I would have never had them hold anything for me. Normally, they don't even hold items, but they've been pretty generous. I guess business has been so shitty lately, they're trying to get as much business as they can. So they hold these items for me. I go to pick them up on Monday. They didn't tell me they were changing their hours. So instead of closing when the mall closes at 9 p.m., they cut their hours back and they close now at 7 p.m. because the store has been running with no management for over a month. There is no store manager, no assistant manager running that store. I don't know how that store is running, but it's running.
But 2 hours going to make a difference?
Well, because they're understaffed now, so they're cutting their hours back. When they're open 7 days a week, that's 14 hours that they're not working now. But But I get to the FYE at 6:55. Okay, so that should tell you I still have 5 minutes to make a transaction that should have only taken 2 minutes. They were closed already. So they closed before their new closing time. I stand outside the store. I called inside the store while I was standing there. I said, yeah. I said, I'm standing outside the store right now. I said, you guys are holding a couple items for me. I said, I came here to get them. And they're like, well, our registers are closed. We close at 7 now. I'm like, but it's 6:55. I have 5 minutes. Only take 2 minutes to make a transaction. Stick my card in the machine. Type in my PIN number. Boom. Done. Right? 2-minute transaction. No. I had to go back to the mall the next fucking day. Now, mind you, from my brother's house where I'm staying, this mall is almost an hour away. And obviously with my bad eyeballs, I can't drive. So I'm inconveniencing my woman, who took me to the mall on Monday. She had to take me back to the mall on Tuesday to finally do what I was able to do. And I kind of felt bad because I don't really like asking people for favors as it is. You know, to me, I don't like asking for favors. Kind of sucks.
God damn, my cigarette smoke getting to you and over there?
I have no idea. I drank some Coke and now I'm coughing. There must have been a poison in it. So yeah, so then I call them on Tuesday because then they have this they have this program where if you buy the FYE VIP Backstage Pass, it's $12 a month, and you get exclusive offers and whatnot, and you get 10% off all your purchases in the store. They also have another one called the Platinum Membership, where you get the same bonuses, but instead of paying $12 a month, you pay $25 a year. So what would you rather pay? Would you rather pay $144 a year or $25 a year for the same benefits, only a different membership title? So I call customer service. They tell me, oh, we don't deal with the Platinum membership. You got to call this number. Yada, yada, yada. So I call this other number. These people... Damn, excuse me. These people... I call this number. I get the automated shit message. Press 2 for customer service. So I press 2 for customer service. Then it's telling me, you know, if you know your party's extension, dial it now. If you want to speak to a representative, press 0. So I press 0. And then the fucking automated message starts all over again. So I press 2 again. Then I press 0 again. And it just keeps going in a loop, so I couldn't talk to anybody. So I call the first number back again. I said, what the hell is wrong with you people? I said, your service sucks. I called that other number. It's an automated message just playing in a loop. All I want to do is change my membership so I don't have to pay $144 a year for your service. I could just pay $25 a year. That's a hell of a lot more logical. I don't know if they have it set up like that on purpose or what, but that shit pissed me off. I was on the phone with those clowns for about an hour trying to figure it out. I asked them in the store. I went to the store, finally, to get what I had to do. I asked them in the store. I asked them in the store about it. I said, how do I go about this Platinum membership shit? I said, I've already called customer service. They told me to call a different number. I call the other number. I get nowhere. I call customer service back. They tell me there's nothing they can do. And the people in the store are completely fucking clueless. Now, mind you, on FYE's website, about this membership, in their FAQ section, it says to ask your team members at your local FYE store. So that's what I did, and they were fucking clueless about the whole thing. So needless to say, I didn't change my membership. Needless to say, next month I'm going to get charged $12 again, instead of $25 for the year. That shit all pissed me off. I was aggravated. Got a headache from it. Nobody told me shit. Nobody knew what the fuck was going on. Their store is in fucking chaos right now. They're cleaning out the store. I don't know how they're getting products with no management. So, I don't understand.
Well, it's on its last leg. I mean, I'm shocked they're still there. I mean, the last couple FYEs I've been gone for years.
TSS
So
is going
I
on
thought
break.
I thought they've been shut down by now.
Frank says, talking about first world problems. Hey, I'm trying.
God damn it!
I was trying to
Fucking
pay out.
Rose,
I was trying
you're
to
my
pay.
boy.
Go
You're
on.
my boy and all, Rose. It sounds like you went full on Karen here.
No, I mean I'm not. Well, no, because I was not like demanding a manager. I wasn't calling the police or any of that shit.
Calling
Karen,
customer service is going Karen.
I did that.
Well,
I did that
no.
because I had to.
Well, the thing is, with the store shouldn't have been closed 5 minutes early. Honestly, when they shut down their cash wrap, they've been closed a lot longer than 5 minutes. So, it's I can understand him being upset, but I guarantee you, me used to work at Sears. I hated the person who came in the last 5 minutes of closing, because they're gonna just be up and down the aisles before we finally kick them out of the building so we can go home.
Well, here's the thing, though, Casey. Like I said, I approached the store with the knowledge of them being open till 9 o'clock. So by my count, I had 2 hours and 5 minutes when I didn't know that they pushed their store hours back.
Well, how recent was this? Oh, I guess.
I'm guessing the change was about a month ago because they have no management. They have no store manager, no assistant manager running that store at all. God damn, I don't know why. I still
don't know why 2 hours make a big difference with manager or no manager.
That store is going to end up closing down, so it is what it is. But
did you get your shit?
I did get my shit, but I got aggravated in the process. And like I said, I had to inconvenience somebody else because I can't drive, and the fucking mall is not close by.
What did you pick up anyways that you had to go FYE that was an hour away? I mean, couldn't there be anything else that was closer?
There was a couple things that I wanted that only FYE carries.
It was just exclusive to them?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Then I also saw this giant fucking Zelda 18 by 24 poster. I debated buying for you, but then I remembered you sent me those fucking Mary-Kate and Ashley games, so I said, fuck you.
Did you hear, Rose? I got our payback on that.
Yeah, I know. You sent them those Barbie games.
Yeah.
What's going on, Kratos?
Well, I also supposed to. I keep forgetting about sending him this poster.
I've been hearing about that poster for 3 months, and I have yet to see it.
Well, I mean, granted, I have no room in here to put that poster. I still have an arcade border that I have nowhere to put it.
Doesn't that say that you have an addiction, Casey?
I would say it's a hobby.
No, if you're got stuff that you don't have space for, you have an addiction. It's beyond hobby at that point.
No, I was planning to sell it, but it's something cool. I was thinking to put it over here, but
if you still buy stuff and you don't have space for it, that is an addiction. You are an addict. You are a video game junkie.
And we all know he's running out of room in that fucking room to put those games. Mr. Video Game pickups every weekend.
Think you're being cute, huh, bitch?
Oh, I mean, mean, I like doing what I like.
Oh, sorry, we lost Casey.
Oh, you kicked him off.
Anyway, let's talk about your FYE rant there, Rose. I'm sorry you had to go through all that shit. But as long as you got your stuff and at least you're happy at the in the end of it, that's all that matters.
I mean, yeah, you're right, but like I said, it was just the fact that there was a lack of communication, and I had to go through the fucking bullshit that I had to go through, and then I tried to change my membership plan with them so that I could save money. Because you're talking about $119 a year difference in their membership plan. And the team members in store did not know what the fuck I was talking about. So I had to call the fucking customer service. I didn't complain about anything, I wasn't being, rude about it, but the second time I called them back after I called the other number, which got me nowhere, I was like, yeah, your customer service number for that didn't do shit. Casey's addiction is 2-minute YouTube intros.
I like to make them. I just. Well,
And besides, what was up with last night's intro? You used Dave Rose.
Oh my God! I used Dave Rose. What's wrong with that?
The biggest fucking sleazeball in this whole goddamn community.
Oh shit! I didn't say it. My hands are up.
Hey, he's a buddy of mine. I mean, I wanted an intro from
Kratos. I did hear about the Tears of the Kingdom leak, and shit like that's bound to happen. And Nintendo, I'm sure, took the appropriate actions.
Well, especially when you're getting closer to launch. I mean, it's easy for a lot of this shit to get leaked out, but for me, I'm trying to stay as spoiler-free from this stuff. I kind of wish that I didn't even watch one of them. I kind of like how in Breath of the Wild that they you would figure out how to work the whatever they called those special powers he had with the tablet.
Sounds like Casey needs to feed his dog.
Yeah. No, my mom just got home, so they're going crazy. So I'll be right back.
Don't worry, I'm still here.
All right, Joe. So, since you're still here, where should we start? Should we go with the Xbox topic or the Coke strike first?
This is your show there, Captain. You're the captain of the ship, so navigate away.
Shit. I mean, like I said, I was just like winging this show together tonight because there wasn't much really that's really gone down worth talking about much this week, or in the past week or two, really. I guess we'll go with the Xbox one first.
I do know if you want to add an additional topic in case we go through these pretty quick.
Oh, we probably will. Anyways, go on.
So, I know this is just like Drew's old show, a wrestling light topic.
Okay.
Or a wrestling light show. You try to steer away from it as much as possible. Right? But keep it in the back pocket that the 12 candidates for the World Heavyweight Championship was announced.
And that's for the tournament that's going to be in Saudi at the end of the month, right?
Yeah. That's where the tournament concludes.
Right.
But keep that in the back pocket.
All right. Shit.
Oh, TSS is correct. It's the Sheikah slate. So, I'm back.
Casey, we're going to talk about
God damn it.
We're going to talk about the Xbox uncertain future first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just adding the topics now to the. I'm going to add them as we go. I'm going to add the topics as we go to the description so you guys can use the links as well. Just going to have to refresh the page, that's all.
Well, I know one thing. Let's say if Xbox shuts down, they have. You remember they bought all those other studios. So honestly, I'm shocked that they don't get a bunch of exclusives when they bought all these studios. You figured they should be like beating PlayStation and Nintendo in exclusive video games.
Did Xbox buy the rights to Sonic?
No. They were thinking about buying Sega, but they didn't go through with it, thankfully. So, fears of Xbox shutting down increases as Microsoft struggles. We're going to throw this on the board right now. The window capture going. Pop this up. Boom. We got to resize the screen here.
I do believe this might be their last console.
You think so?
Yeah. Because, I mean, they're never... I think the only one they actually did very well was the Xbox 360. They also had problems during that time frame, too. They sold a ton, but...
Oh, shit.
What are you about to say?
With the Red Ring of Death, that was the 360's biggest problem.
Right.
Oh, yeah. That's why how many millions of consoles they kept on that to bring in, bring back. Eventually, PlayStation 3 caught back up, but the ultimate winner was the Wii.
Oh, yeah.
But,
did either one of you get the Red Ring of Death?
No, because I didn't buy an Xbox 360 until 2012.
Wow, so pretty much at the very end.
Was it 2012?
Did you, Casey?
No, I'm sorry. It was like 2011.
No. No, I got the Xbox 360 arcade version, and no, it always been working since I've been using it. Hadn't used it in probably a couple years now, but it's been kind of retired for right now because I have so many other systems that does what it does anyways, minus the... I mean, and some of the games go on the Xbox One, so...
Gotta wait for the right stream and the right game to pop up.
Pretty much. Alright, so Microsoft struggles with declining revenue and first-party games are raising concerns about the future of Xbox. One of the key features contributing to the concerns is Microsoft's recent $69 billion buyout of Activision Blizzard, which is now hanging by a thread after the deal was called into question. The uncertainty had led many to wonder if Microsoft is capable of keeping Xbox afloat amidst a potential financial crisis. Adding to the worries are the latest financial results released by Microsoft, which showed a decline in its Windows OEM revenue, devices revenue, and Xbox hardware revenue in quarter 3. The company had warned of a weaker PC market, but the decline in Xbox sales was unexpected. What do you think so far?
Well,
What do I think so far? I thank God I'm a PlayStation guy. But also, at the same time, the chip shortage is probably playing a big part in this in one way, shape, or form, too.
That's possible. I think, though, they're starting to rebound from the whole chip shortage thing now. At least one would hope.
Well, I mean, I can go into Walmart or Best Buy. They have these systems available now. Like when I go to Vintage Stock, They got all of them. So I'm like, it's not like a couple years ago where you couldn't even get a chance to get a console. Nowadays, you can go right into Walmart and get one. They might have one or two, but you'd be easy to get one, and you don't have to pay outrageous price for them no more.
And you don't have to fight thousands of other people on a fucking website to fucking order it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think they're starting to learn because, I mean, the pandemic is kind of moved over to an endemic, and people moved on with their lives, and they're not trying to get $1,000 Xbox Series S anymore.
So it says here, despite these challenges, Xbox has continued to push forward with its innovative Xbox Game Pass subscription service. Since its launch, the disruptive service has given Xbox a foothold in the gaming market and attracted new players to the platform. However, not everyone is convinced that Xbox Game Pass is the answer to all the console's problems. Some pundits have criticized the strategy, arguing that it is unsustainable and will ultimately lead to the downfall of the platform. In April 2021, Microsoft shut down classic gaming emulation on the Xbox Series S and X, which disappointed small but passionate community of retro enthusiasts. The move further fueled concerns about the future of backwards compatibility on the console. Despite these challenges, Xbox is not giving up on its fans. Studio Wildcard recently announced Ark Survival Ascended, an Unreal Engine 5 based remaster of Ark Survival Evolved for PS5 and Xbox. Again, that's not an Xbox exclusive, so I don't know how much that's going to help the Xbox. Excuse me. Game Pass continues to grow slowly, but it wasn't enough to offset a big year-on-year decrease in Series S and X sales. The service has been successful in attracting new players to the platform, but it remains to be seen if it can sustain growth over the long term. In addition to these challenges, Microsoft has also stopped letting players use emulation software on the Series S and X while operating in retail mode. This move has angered some gamers who argue that it limits their ability to play older games on the console. Despite these challenges, Xbox remains one of the most popular gaming consoles in the world. While future may be uncertain, it is clear that Microsoft is committed to keeping the platform alive and thriving for years to come. So, Microsoft lost a lot of money in pretty much every department in quarter three with their revenue declines with Windows and Xbox and their games. Xbox is also facing challenges regarding the purchase of Activision Blizzard, which has been going on for about a year now, if not longer. Remember, we originally talked about that on the original lesson series with Drew last year. The UK, the federal board of the UK, whoever's responsible, like whatever their equivalent to our FTC is, they blocked the sale of Activision Blizzard to Microsoft. Did the UK. So the the purchase of Activision by Microsoft possibly may not go through after all, even though this has been going on for about a year. Then you have the declining first-party game sales. I mean, you don't have that many games that Xbox makes themselves anyway. The only games that comes to mind to me are Forza Horizon, Halo, of course, and the Gears series, which hasn't seen a game in about 3 years. Then they have Redfall, which is their newest game, which is not doing very well at all. In fact, it's been getting some not so good reviews. It's been not doing well sales wise. So people are questioning Xbox's ability to stay afloat in the gaming space.
All right, let's play this out. Let's say Xbox does shut down. Would you say PlayStation's biggest acquisitions would be Forza, Halo, and the Gears series?
I don't think they would pick up Forza because they have Gran Turismo, and they've had Gran Turismo since 1997.
I think what's gonna happen is that they're gonna just X the whole thing of that. They're gonna do kind of like what Sega did. They'll stop being a first-party company, and they'll become to license out Game Pass to at least the Switch.
They'll become like a second party developer, like Sega did.
No, Sega was third party still.
So, in order for me to understand, Xbox would possibly license out something like Halo to Sony.
Right. And they would develop the game for PlayStation instead of their own system. Much like how Sega started making Sonic games for the Nintendo GameCube and the PS2 and stuff like that.
Well, I see them just putting the Game Pass on Switch and on PlayStation because there's so many. I mean, they have so many studios with those games that on Game Pass it'd be a lot easier, and I think it would make everyone a lot more money to just license that out. It's kind of like how, Nintendo has the Sega Genesis on the Switch online service.
Right, and they've had the Sega Genesis games on the Virtual Console in the past.
Yeah. And they had other systems like the Turbo Graphics as well.
I think, yeah, if Xbox shuts down, I think they could do well as a third-party developer. They have enough. They have some. They have a few big enough titles that they can maintain their stature in the third-party space. In my opinion.
Yeah. And honestly,
I would almost go ahead, Casey.
Xbox never made money on their consoles. They completely lose money every time with their consoles. Namely, the original Xbox and Xbox One never made money. But the reason they kept on making them anyways is because Microsoft has shitload of money that has way more money than Nintendo and Sony probably
put
combined.
Together. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, they could keep throwing money down the toilet for years, or even maybe wouldn't say decades, but they could do it for a while.
You think they could do it for maybe one more console cycle and see how it goes?
No. I think they probably learned their lesson after this round. That, I mean, it's just like the Game Pass is their bread and butter right there. That's where I think that's where they need to do. They need to license that to anything that's able to play it. Like, you can do that on PCs.
They have Game Pass on PC.
No, that's what I'm saying. They already do it on PC, but then let's say you can put it on some of these smart TVs that nowadays has games on. You can install mobile app games on there, but you can put the Game Pass on there, and like how I said on the Switch and on the PlayStation. I think that's the best way to go, and make more games, from these other studios that they own. I think that's the best way to go.
So let's look into this right now. Let's see what Xbox's console sales are as of right now compared to the PS5. I'm not going to compare it to the Switch because the Switch is its own thing. And we already know the Switch is killing it.
Oh, yeah. It destroyed the PS4 in the
Xbox
same...
Series S and X console sales.
And honestly, one of the biggest things they done wrong is they should have done what PlayStation 5 done. They should have a digital and disc with the same power. Not this, oh, you want to buy the Xbox Series X or S? Oh, what's the difference? Well, S is not only not has a disk drive, it's actually even weaker than most consoles. I mean, I wouldn't even doubt the Xbox One X is more powerful than that. But I'm like, wow, they boast if they put more power in their Xbox Series X and has a disk drive. Why would they do that? That's just two completely different things. It's just stupid. While like I said, the PS5, you know, they have the same type of power from digital and physical.
So let's see. I'm looking at this now. Let's see.
I would almost say that if this happens, Sony it would be in their best interest to get the Forza series, though. Because besides how old is the latest Gran Turismo?
It just came out last year.
Last year, was it?
Right, and the new Forza is coming out. The new Forza is coming out supposed to be in the summer or very early in the fall.
I was about to say the newest racing game come out altogether is this abomination right here.
What's that?
This abomination right here.
I think that's an alright game. It's not great.
I haven't touched it since it came out. I tried it for those first couple days. After that, I was over it. That just sits and collects dust now.
I think Need for Speed Unbound is an alright game. I haven't finished it yet, but I don't think it's terrible.
I would say if they got Forza, that would be an extra deal they can run with.
Yeah, but it's too similar.
And think about this. How many PlayStation owners have wanted a Forza game? I bet there's quite a few.
I mean, the Forza Motorsport games and Gran Turismo are very similar, though. But maybe Forza Horizon, I could see them taking that one. But because that one's an open world racing game. That one's an open world sandbox racing game. But as far as the motorsport track racing series, PlayStation, in my opinion, doesn't need it. Now maybe the Switch could pick it up.
And to answer Emily's question, I have a PS5. I don't do Xbox.
So this says March 2023. Now the numbers for April aren't out yet. So this is as of March. March 2023, the 29th month, the PS5 and the Xbox consoles have been available for the latest month. The gap grew in favor of PlayStation 5 when compared to the aligned launch of the Xbox consoles by 1.51 million units. So that's how much the lead PlayStation is leading more. In the last 12 months, PS5 has outsold the series consoles by 8.88 million consoles. The PS5 is currently ahead by 14.59 million units. The PS5 has sold 35.94 million units in 29 months, while the Xbox consoles have sold 21.35 million in the same time span. The PS5 has a 62.7% market share, which is an increase of 3.7% year over year, compared to the 37.3% of the Xbox consoles, which is minus 3.7, which is down 3.7% year over year. The PS5 is currently 2.87 million units behind the PS4, when you align the launches, and the Series X is ahead of the Xbox One by 0.95 million. So the series consoles is doing better than the Xbox One consoles, but they're still not great. So if you're telling me right now that if the Xbox Series consoles has only sold a little over 21 million, and they're only up by 950,000 units compared to the Xbox One, that means the Xbox One consoles didn't even sell 21 million in 7 years. That is not good.
I thought they broke over 30 something when they finally stopped counting.
Apparently not. Not according to this.
Wow.
They didn't even sell 21 million.
How recent was that, though, Rose?
This is as of March of this year, these numbers. April's numbers.
Just a couple months ago.
Yeah, so April's numbers aren't out yet.
Well, let me Google that because
the PS5 is only 2.87 million units behind catching up to the PS4's all-time sales in the first 29 months. So the PS5 is looking to outpace the PS4.
Do you think it will before the 6 comes out?
6 will be a while from now.
I think it could. So let's see. So the PS5 has sold 35.94 million. So let's see. Let me keep this on the screen here. Let's do Xbox One total sales. Xbox One lifetime sales.
Alright. What Google brings up, Google says that 50.53 million Xbox Ones were sold as of June 2022.
Right. I got something here. Let's see. PlayStation 4 and Xbox One had sold a combined 168.28 million units after 113 months. The PS5 and Series S series consoles combined have sold 110.99 million in the lifespan. So PS5 blah 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 29 months blah 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 blah. PS4 and Xbox One have sold combined 59.22 million units. March 29, month 29 in March 2023. Okay, so
now they're just vying to be the second best that they've made, right? I guarantee you nothing will get past the 2 or the 3 for PlayStation.
The PS4, the PS4 outsold the PS3.
I thought the 2 was the most sold altogether.
Yeah.
The PS2 was, the PS4 is in second.
All right. So they're going for third place right now then.
Right.
Well, God, I'm just curious how many Switches have been sold by now. I know it was 22 million the last time I heard.
I had a Switch Lite when I was overseas.
Yeah?
I didn't care for it, so I sold it to another soldier before I left.
All right, this is what I just read.
Factory data reset it, and I sold it to another soldier before I came home.
I mean, it all depends on the kind of games you like to play, because Nintendo mainly focuses on their own thing. They're not nearly as big in the They're not nearly as big as into third party as they used to be. Let's see, PS4 total.
And you got to think, when I was overseas in 2019 and 2020, I don't think the first Mario Party was out yet. I could be wrong there.
Here's your answer here, Casey. Nintendo Switch as of April 20th, 2023. April 28th, 2023 sold 122.55 million consoles.
Yeah, I see that. And see, for me,
PS4 sold 117.2 million.
Hey,
And
TSS is saying, look at the Xbox sales for Japan.
Oh, I've heard.
oh,
Yeah,
it's not.
Xbox has no fucking footing in Japan. Nobody likes.
Oh, they
J-
never did.
Japan does not like Xbox at all.
Oh no, because they love Nintendo and they love Sony because they're Japan companies.
Yeah, they're
So
homegrown.
yeah, they do
So
not. The Japanese people do not like anything that's foreign, unless it's Coca Cola.
So the Xbox
Oh, God.
One, the Xbox One has sold 51.28 million units total as of February 1st of this year.
Xbox One.
Yeah.
See, I read on Google it says 55. No, let me go back. It's a hard number on it.
Hey, bring up a number with that. People are wanting to see it in the chat there, Rose.
Bring up a number for what? The Japan?
Xbox, yeah, for the
X?
Xbox sales in Japan.
Alright, so do they want the current console or the older ones?
All they're saying is bring up the Xbox sales in Japan.
Alright.
So we'll go with current.
Yeah, let's go with current.
Alright, so let's go Series S.
Oh, by the way, it was Yahoo. I looked it up, but it's that I figured they at least broke over
Man.
30 million, but
According to new figures
here it
from
says-
Famitsu, Xbox Series X and S combined 2022 sales were more than double the region's 2021 figure. Last year, Microsoft sold 269,737 units total, putting lifetime Series S and X sales in Japan at 398,395 units in Japan since their 2020
is it
launch.
me or is he breaking up? Oh shit! Okay.
It's not me.
You're breaking up there, Big Hoss.
Am I? Because it shows my stream is running perfectly fine.
You was just, yeah, the show's going fine, but you was sounding like absolute ass for a second.
Oh,
Yeah, you breaking up, and then it just fast forward to what you just said.
Must have been Skype.
So try that again.
All right. So, if you guys didn't hear me, basically in Japan, the Series S and X has sold 398,395 consoles in Japan since their late launch in 2020. So they didn't even break 500,000 yet out there in Japan. Now let's compare that. Let's compare that to the PS5 in Japan. Right?
Oh yeah,
Watch this shit.
that's horrible numbers. You hadn't even broke 500,000.
Let's see. This is as of April 10th. Console, blah, blah, blah. PS5 hardware managed to cross the 3 million sales mark in Japan. There you go.
Jesus.
Accounting for just under 10% of the total 32 million units sold worldwide. So, yeah, Japan, basically for every one Xbox Series console in Japan, there's 10 PS5s in Japan.
Or more. or definitely more, because you're comparing between 3 million to 500,000.
Now watch this. Now watch. The Switch is going to be the dominant winner here.
Oh, yeah.
So, in Japan, as of January 11th of this year, so these numbers are off. These numbers are certainly off. I'm sure this is a little higher. 27.7 million Switches have been sold in Japan.
That doesn't shock me.
Nintendo, obviously the dominant winner when it comes to game consoles out there.
But granted, it's also 6 years old.
Right. Going on,
So-
I know 7? No, 6, you're right, 6. Going on 7.
Yeah, going on 7. So there's a big difference from, well, it's been 3 years for the current gen, and 7 for the Switch.
So it's been
I mean,
2.5 years for the current PS5 and Xbox, and a little over 6 years for the Switch.
So, but that's why I said Japan loves their Nintendo and Sony. So they hate Xbox.
Yeah, they're not Xbox fans out there.
That's just like here. That's just like here in the U.S. We love everything that says "Made in the USA," even though hardly anything is anymore. But if you get something that says "Made in the USA," we love it as Americans.
What's going on, Wicked? Thanks for stopping by the chat and the stream. TSS says, Wicked says he's on Xbox. TSS says, I have no console affiliation because it's fucking stupid. I play Nintendo and PlayStation games mostly, but Xbox had some really good games.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to say they don't. But it's like TSS said earlier. I mean, it's like I said earlier. Sony and Nintendo has the exclusives, while Xbox doesn't. I mean, even with their big one with Halo Infinite, I heard that did dog shit.
The new Perfect Dark game, TSS, is on its way. That one's coming. We already know about that one, but as far as Conquer and Banjo, yeah, those two series are dead, unfortunately.
I'm ready to try this new Street Fighter.
I got the collector's edition pre-ordered for the PS5. $250.
The one thing I like about the new Street Fighter is you can do one thing you've never been able to do in a Street Fighter game.
What's that?
Create a fighter.
Oh, right.
I think that, and that, because I played the demo when it came out. I did that quick little half-hour, 45-minute demo, whatever it was. I thought that was pretty tight. Granted, the creation contents were limited because it's a demo, but I thought it was still a pretty tight game.
Yeah, when it comes to fighting games, Street Fighter is the one I'm like the worst at.
But did you like the fact that you can create a fighter on this one?
I never played the demo, actually. I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah, there is one on the PlayStation Store.
TSS. He'll also buy Street Fighter 6 3 months from now when it's on discount.
Funny. Well, you know me, I gotta have my collector's editions of the series that I like to support, so.
So try that demo and let me know what you think, Rose.
Yeah, I'll probably do that. Well, it could be something I could record and make something out of. So yeah, that's the Xbox topic. Any final thoughts on that shit? Do you think Xbox will be around for a while longer? Do you think they're going to be shutting their doors in the console space anytime soon?
I'd say with the money they have now, they'll still be around for a little while. But it's one of those deals where it's just wait and see. And expect the unexpected.
I don't think they're going to pull like a Dreamcast where they're only going to do it for a cut. Well, they actually surpassed the Dreamcast with being longer than 2 years. But I think they'll have a full life. But after that, I think they'll see the writing on the wall. Is like, we're making more money on Game Pass than selling consoles.
That's another thing, though. Game Pass is working against them when it comes to selling their first-party games at full price. Because why would you want to pay $70 for something you can get for you can play for the amount of time you'll be happy with it for only $10 or $15?
Well, that's the problem. I mean,
Xbox, Xbox, I believe, is going more digital. They're focusing more digitally than the other two.
I totally agree. I think Sony as well. I think they're all doing that, but Xbox is definitely doing it. They're trying to lean us to digital more because they did that last gen when they had the Xbox One sad.
So I tell you what, since we've been talking about this, I'm gonna put in the chat. What do you guys prefer? What console do you, or I should say, what platform do you prefer? So I'll even include the PC people on this one. Normally, I'm a
I
console
can't
gamer.
exclude them.
Yeah. Do you prefer to play on? And we'll leave this up throughout the duration of the next topic.
Well, but while you're doing that, I think what they could do to help them, if they're gonna do like continue making software, then you don't put the newest game on Game Pass.
But that's what they're doing, though. They're putting their brand new first party games on Game Pass day one.
Well, let's. I'm just saying, like in the future, I would start this up soon if I was them to have the digital/physical come out first for like, let's say 6 months, so you can try to coop that money, and then after 6 months, that can go straight onto Game Pass. So
Yeah.
you can still making something off of it.
And not only that, but they're licensing some of the third party games for Game Pass day one as well. Look at the MLB The Show games. Ever since last year when they first started getting MLB, they put that on day one on Game Pass too. So that's not helping their situation selling their games either.
Did 2K23 go on Game Pass day one?
NBA, I believe so.
No, WWE.
WWE, I don't think WWE has ever been on Game Pass day one. And I think that's a thing, and I don't think that's with Xbox. I think that's a WWE thing. Because they want their shit to be sold.
I don't blame them. Or that or 2K as well, you know?
It could be also a 2K decision. But at the end of the day, I think it's a Vince McMahon decision on that one.
Well,
Because it's his property, even though it's 2K's IP.
Well, I mean, you know, we were talking about the whole thing with Microsoft trying to get Blizzard. But, or was it Activision Blizzard?
Yeah. Hey guys, we got 14 people watching right now. Let's get the likes at least up to 10. Let's see that happen.
Yes.
And retweet the stream. Go on the Twitter and retweet the stream and share it out. And let's get some more people watching.
TSS is calling our bullshit out, saying this poll is bullshit because we don't have the intelligent amigo on here.
Yeah, because anybody wants to play on that piece of shit.
Well, it's also the fucking thing hadn't officially came out, so
Yeah, that too. And TSS, I'm gonna call you on your bullshit because polls, as you know, can only have 4 options.
And while we're at it, why don't we just put the fucking Famicom on there?
Well, technically that encompasses all of Nintendo. I didn't say Switch. I just said Nintendo.
but
And Nintendo just took second place over Xbox on this poll.
I was leaning to which one, PlayStation or Nintendo. I was like, I'll stay with Nintendo.
I can't vote on it because I'm on my phone right now.
I can't
But
vote
if I
on
did, I'd vote Sony.
I can't vote on it because I've created the poll. But
So see, that's -2 votes too. So that's not going to be an accurate poll.
I would honestly go Sony as well. Even though I've been playing a lot more Nintendo than I have been PlayStation the past couple of months. But PlayStation's my preferred go-to.
I've been picking way more PS4 games lately than Switch games, but like I can't wait for Tears of the Kingdom. I'm definitely picking that up
Yeah,
day
5
one.
days away. Technically 4 days away because today's practically over. Just about over.
Yeah.
So, Casey, what's going to be the first PS5 game that you actually stream?
Fortnite.
I technically, the Rose would be right because that is exactly the first game I did stream on there is Fortnite twice
Well,
today.
besides the game you play to lure 14-year-olds.
I don't know.
I think the better question you should ask him,
You know what?
Joe, is what's the first PS5 game he's going to buy?
I think it's probably going to be between either God of War or I definitely want to pick up the Horizon, the new Horizon Dawn game.
Oh.
Forbidden West?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of something else.
Nani says
I know there's
PlayStation all the way.
Pick up 2K23 so I can whoop your ass at my GM mode.
I
I'm
usually
still
don't
waiting
get.
to play somebody at that.
I usually don't play the WWE games unless I get it from GameFly or I get it on Black Friday sale.
I've been asking y'all for years since my GM came out to do that shit.
No, I'm just not as big
TSS,
into the WWE games as I used to be.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Ever since the one that was on the Switch, that was pretty much the last one I really played.
I think that was 2K18.
I think it was 17 or 18. It was horrible. But TSS is correct. The first actual game I downloaded was Fortnite, but the last day I was transferring the data from my PS4 to my PS5, so and I'm pulling a few games out of my PS4 to thinking to sit down and play it.
Can I recommend one for you for the 5, Casey?
What?
You like those first-person shooters, right?
Yeah.
Sniper Elite 5.
I don't like getting into a franchise that already has so much games already there before. Like,
Dude, Sniper Elite, let me tell you, you get those X-ray shots, like when the bullet enters the body, you'll see it enter. You'll see it enter the lung. You actually see the person's lung if you get a lung shot. You'll see it go out the back. Heaven forbid, if you are lucky enough, and this part cracks me the hell up, there are testicle shots.
Damn.
Oh my god.
You can actually see the bullet. You can actually see the bullet go into the testicle, out.
Through the asshole?
Dude, it's fucking hilarious.
I don't know if I want to see that.
Why, you afraid you'd start hurting just watching it?
That sounds quite painful.
But the X-ray shots on that is better than anything I think Call of Duty can do. I love watching those X-ray shots.
Meanwhile, I made myself bleed. I picked a scab on my foot and it's bleeding pretty good. Ow. Now it stings.
Well, I picked up a few out here. I probably should try Shadow of the Colossus on here.
Just YouTube Sniper Elite 5 X-ray shots, Wicket. Then you'll see what I'm talking about.
Casey,
or Sniper Elite 5 X-ray kills.
There's no stories to those games. It's a different protagonist every game.
For which game?
For the Sniper Elite games.
No.
So you could play the series in any order and it won't change the story. Like, it won't matter. We're one like away from 10, guys. Come on. Somebody else can hit that like button. One more.
On my end says 10.
It says 9 for me. So if it says 10, that's awesome. But it says 9 for me. All right. So, let's, what do you say we get into this Coca-Cola fucking drama shit we got going on here now that we're about an hour and 20 in? Let's kill that.
Kick it off there, Rose.
All right. Let's get this shit up on the screen.
Talk about that. I need my Coke fix.
Yeah, you get your Coke.
I switched.
Let's recenter this.
Hey, do I get my plug out for today? I need to plug my.
Yeah, stop being a mark for yourself, just like AJ Raider says. God damn.
Come on, Casey. You know we do that at the end of the show. God damn it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to ask.
Stop being a mark for yourself. It's not all about you. You fucking mark.
So this is as of the 5th, which was on Friday. A strike by over 400 workers at the Liberty Coca-Cola bottling plant in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, enters its 4th week on Sunday, which is today, as workers fight for better pay and benefits. On April 30th, workers overwhelmingly rejected the company's second contract offer by a 4-1 margin. In a statement following the second defeat of a tentative agreement, Local 830 Secretary-Treasurer Daniel Grace wrote, "Despite a brief resumption of contractual negotiations with Liberty Coca-Cola, a resolution is still not at hand. Members remain committed to negotiating with Liberty Coca-Cola on a fair new contract. Until that happens, however, we will remain on the picket line as our strike enters its 3rd week. The local bargaining unit includes drivers, warehouse workers, and production staff. Details of the first and second contract votes are not publicly available. The company originally sold the first offer They originally said the first offer was its best and final one. Liberty Coca-Cola claimed both contracts had the highest wage increase in Coca-Cola / Teamsters history, plus a generous benefits package, according to the company. The average employee makes $79,000 a year. Currently, the first offer included a 17% wage increase over 5 years.
That's way more than I make now. So what are they bitching about?
And all they're doing is bottling and shipping out soda.
Let him get through the goddamn article before you open your fucking mouth, Casey. Goddamn.
Local 830, however, called the company's claim a flat-out lie. Grace said in a statement that as for the claim that workers at Liberty Coca-Cola make $79,000 a year on average, that's simply not true. Our members would have to work a minimum of 20 hours of overtime a week to reach those compensation levels.
Wow.
Rania Major, a local attorney who is running for a municipal court judge position, posted on Facebook the company offered only a 0.05 cent raise, so a 5 cent raise over 5 years, took away the signing bonus, and said they would hire non-union workers. The strike began on April 16th, the day after their last contract expired. Local members had decisively voted down the first tentative agreement and authorized the union to call a strike by resounding margin. Workers are unhappy with the private health plan offered through Aetna, which Aetna does suck. My mother used to have them with her job. They are fucking terrible. And want higher employee contribution in their 401k retirement plans, in addition to wage gains to keep pace with rising living costs. Can't argue with that last one, because everything is constantly going up in price.
Well, yeah, when every, like when you can make $15 an hour flipping burgers at McDonald's. I mean, shit like that. Of course, everything's going up. Like, what's the kicker? Yeah, you get $15 an hour, but your hours going to start being cut down. You might be at first working 40 hours. Now you're probably working half that. So,
I know at my job, I'm working 48 hours a week
Joe's busting his ass. Casey, how many hours a week
in
do
the
you work?
factory.
uh, average just a little over 40 hours.
And the weather's going to start warming up for you, which means you're going to be in sweepy mode every day after work again, huh?
Yep.
I'm in a factory too, so
I'm sure Joe's probably dying in that heat as well. Or he will be once it starts getting hot out.
Well, usually it's like the first month it's really hard to get over, but I have couple fans, and then I drink better during the summer, so and I'll take God, what's it called? Those tablets. It's kind of like has it would help with you when you sweat. God damn it, what is it called?
Antiperspirants?
Electrolytes.
Oh, electrolytes. Okay.
Electrolyte.
So you got to drink more Gatorade.
Oh, I drink a ton of Gatorade and Powerade and water all the time.
So the company...
I stick to soda. I stick to soda, Monster, and well, that's it.
I drink soda, iced tea, and water in the summertime usually, and sometimes lemonade.
Monster is horrible. I mean, a lot of those energy drinks are just bad. I mean, I take.
Have you noticed that ain't the only vice I have, Casey?
Yeah, he drinks beer.
No, I don't. I quit.
You quit
But
drinking?
look what I'm Yes.
Wow.
I'll tell you that after we're done with the topics. I can go on that rant on this channel because it's been a while since I've been on this channel.
What's going on? What's going on to GoFlow? Welcome to the stream.
Once we're done with the topics, then I'll catch everybody up on what I've been up to.
GoFlow says Coke gives out overtime and double time almost daily. That's where the 79,000 is probably coming from. Which is exactly what this article is stating, that they have to work 20 hours overtime to reach those numbers.
Well, I mean, is it overtime as instead of time and a half, it's double time when you go into overtime, or is he talking about like holiday pay?
He said overtime and double time almost daily, so I would imagine their overtime pays more. The company has brought in scabs and rented Penske trucks to continue deliveries. This was part of what it calls its active contingency plan. By the way, GoFlow, if you actually work for Coca-Cola, let us know. That'd be interesting. The company has also been paying to have local sheriffs on site to ensure picket lines do not obstruct operations at the facility and that businesses continue uninterrupted out of the plant in Juniata Park. While Liberty Coca-Cola, the largest bottling plant and distributor of Coca-Cola beverages in the tri-state area of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware, has resorted to strong-arming its workers, the Teamsters have largely isolated their own members, sabotaging an effective fight for decent contract. Rather than seek to mobilize the broader working class to back the strike, Local 830 has issued impotent appeals to Democratic Party officials and local businesses. In the second week of the strike, the local initiated a leafleting campaign at Wawa and Penn Relay convenience stores in Philadelphia area, encouraging customers to boycott Coca-Cola products in solidarity with the striking workers. Last week, Philadelphia mayoral candidate Jeff Brown, who owns over a dozen ShopRite grocery stores in Philadelphia, declared a campaign rally. His stores will stop carrying Coca-Cola products for the duration of the strike. Glad I don't go to Philadelphia, or I don't fucking live there.
Yeah, me too.
In a revealing statement demonstrating the investorous relations that exist between the Democratic Party, big businesses, and union apparatus, Brown declared last week that he and Teamsters leaders at Local 830 worked side by side for a long time, usually side by side with the owners of the beverage businesses. Brown referred to Local 830 Secretary Treasurer Grace as his longtime friend, according to the Philadelphia Inquirer. For his part, Grace has said he is stunned and incredibly disappointed in the anti-union stance taken by Liberty Coca-Cola co-owner Fran McCrory, a man I've known since childhood and considered a friend. Grace was one of the first people McCrory called to help lead a joint offer by the entire regional beverage industry against the Philadelphia soda tax implemented in 2017, which led to job cuts at Liberty Coca-Cola. Let's see. Instead of mobilizing other Teamsters members, the union is shutting down strikes in the same industry. A potential strike among about 100 workers in West Virginia at Coca-Cola consolidated the largest bottler in the country was blocked by Teamster Local 175. The local had kept workers on the job without a contract, despite a unanimous strike authorization by members. The local president, Ken Hall, said the threatened strike in West Virginia could have become something very large, and it is not something that I want to happen. So apparently this strike is just happening in multiple places. Philadelphia just seems like the biggest one right now.
I mean, a lot of times when there's strikes with like big time companies with unions, it's not just one one spot. They're gonna be across the board a lot of times.
Tex says in response to what Joe said, he goes, "The day I quit drinking is the day they burned my dead ass."
Yeah, I'll get into all that later once we're done with the topics and shit.
All right. So, the isolation of the Philadelphia Coca-Cola strike is not simply a local union policy, but reflects the policy of Teamsters Union more broadly. Teamster President Sean O'Brien has met regularly with the White House to update President Biden about the progress of negotiations for the nearly 350,000 Teamsters working at the United Parcel Service, whose contract ends in July. O'Brien is continuing the role he played in selling out the railroad workers late last year and collaborating with the White House and imposing a management-directed agreement stripping workers of their right to strike. To win their demands, workers at Liberty Coke must organize independently of the pro-managed Teamster apparatus by organizing a rank-and-file committee to conduct their strike. This committee, democratically run by workers themselves, can formulate demands, inform rank-and-file workers, and reach out to other Teamsters drivers as well as other sections of workers to engage in coordinated struggles. Workers who want more information or would like to share their experiences should contact the World Socialist website. So there you have it. So the way I discovered all this was because I was at a food store called Acme, which is a few miles up the road from where I'm currently staying. And they have signs on their shelves in the soda aisle, because the Coca-Cola section is completely wiped out. There's no Coke Zero, there's no Diet Coke, There's no Dr. Pepper. There's no Diet anything. There's no Sprite Zero. There's no Fanta. Pretty much all they have is some regular Coke, some Sprite, and that's pretty much
Energy
it.
drinks.
So they have a sign, and I was going to take a picture of it and use it for the show tonight, but I didn't think about doing that last night. But it said, Coca-Cola is currently on strike. We hope to have more of their products in our store soon. We apologize for the inconvenience. That's how I found out about the strike. And I looked into it earlier today, and that's why I put it as part of the show.
I think it was a good idea. I mean, I didn't hear anything about this beforehand, so I'm glad you came by and found it.
So, what do you guys
I
think?
never heard anything about it either.
What do you guys think of the strike overall? Are you like, would you
Money hungry bastards.
Would you side with the
Oh.
strikers who want more pay and better benefits and better health care, or would you side with the people that are running or managing and negotiating the contracts?
Here's the way I see it. If you want better pay, better benefits, blah, 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 chase the American dream. If you're not happy with where you're at, go get another job that pays more. And for the love of God, just quit striking. Holy fuck.
Well, maybe they're not.
There's plenty of jobs out there that pay more.
Well, I was gonna say maybe they're not getting a raise yearly. I know when
I'm not. Do you see me quitting?
What?
I'm not getting yearly raises, and do you see me quitting? Hell no. I am what you call a blue-collar, hard-working man. I suck it the fuck up. I keep going. I'm not a whining little bitch.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but when you want a raise every year...
I don't give a fuck.
Well, I'm happy when I got, I got 2 big raises from this, at the job I'm at. And I'm happy about that. I mean, the job previously, I was there for damn near 3 years. Not a single raise at all.
3 years? That's cute. I've been at mine at 7.
Okay. I'm just saying, out of 3 years, I should at least got some type of raise. And they didn't. But, like I said, at this company, I got 2 big raises, like, within this past year. So, I feel like if, like, they're only, like, they're not getting any raises, or let's say they get, like, 50 cents a year, but it's a union raise, and that's gonna kind of suck. You have to wait every 2 years just to get another buck. So,
well, look at what the article was saying. The article was saying that the proposed raise was only 5 cents over a 5-year time span, so that's only 1 cent a year. What kind of fucking raise is that? That's not even a raise, really.
It's garbage. No, I mean, if they're actually making double time when they're working overtime, then that's actually pretty good, if you ask me. Then I'd be looking forward to going to overtime that much, you know? But if it's time and a half, I'm like, I value my time off. I like doing what I do and relaxing. But if I can get double time, I'll take advantage of that.
I got time and a half yesterday. I was happy to get it.
So I'm gonna end
I'm
this.
not saying time. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say. So I'm gonna end this poll because I'm gonna ask a new question. I'm gonna end this poll. Technically, it should be 16 votes with myself and Compton here. But out of the 14 people that could vote, 57% of you are PlayStation players. An even split between the rest of you. 21% Nintendo and Xbox. And PC with nobody. Now, I'm going to ask a new poll. Let's see. GoFlow says they're not quitting either. They're fortunate to negotiate a contract.
Well, just because they're on a strike doesn't mean they quit. They're on a strike.
I've never had a union job.
How about this? Who do you agree with?
I have never once had a union job a day in my life. I've had jobs where I'm under contract.
Strike.
Yes.
Joe,
that
I'm spelling the word strike correctly this time, okay?
You put the I in there. I am very proud of you.
I sure did.
But yet you couldn't fix one. I told you quite a while back.
That's because I didn't want to remake the entire thumbnail.
Oh my God! Heaven forbid! God damn! You don't have to remake the whole goddamn thing. Just switch an I in there.
Anani says the CEO of Coca-Cola took $24.6 million. I'm like, that for some reason that sounds a little low for a CEO of that type of big brand, if you ask me.
Well, good thing nobody asked you, huh?
Oh, wait a minute.
God, someone's like being a dick today.
New poll in the chat. New poll. Who do you agree with in this strike? Liberty Coke, Teamsters 830, or I don't care?
I don't care.
Wow. I don't care is winning right now. Oh, never mind.
So we will let that roll for a little while. Let's see. Tex says there's also a lot of jobs out there, but very few that pay worth a damn. Most high-paying jobs, in the quotes, the hours are cut, benefits are minimal, and you don't get what you should. So that's
I feel what's fucked up. Like when I started doing what I've been doing almost 15 years ago now, and I started at $12.29. When, like I said, when people at McDonald's or in certain states are starting to make $15 an hour, like that's fucked up.
So now, Joe, let's say this. Now you're saying that people, if you're going on strike and you're not happy with your job, just get a fucking better job, right? And better paying job. Now, what if you're in a career field where you went to college and you graduated and you earned your degree for this field, and you spent all this money, on college tuition and all this other shit, and it's a job that you really love, but at the same time you feel like you should get better, better treatment, better wages, better benefits, maybe more vacation time and stuff like that. Would you say fuck them? Go get a better job, or would you say stick it out with your union?
That's that millennial wham me bullshit. That's the whole self-entitled bullshit.
I would love to get Tech's opinion on here.
That is being self-entitled, is what that is.
Anani says you have to network and change jobs every few years if you're not getting a promotion and more money.
I totally agree. See, I want to settle at a place where I can retire at. I don't want to be changing jobs every a few years just to get a buck here and there. I want to be able to go to work, do my thing, come home, and just live life and retire at this place,
So Joe, you're saying that if you're in a job and it's your career that you really love, and you think you deserve better pay, you're gonna say fuck my career and just go get a job that pays more?
Suck it the fuck up. Stay where you're at if you really enjoy it. Suck it the fuck up. Stop being so goddamn self-entitled.
if we don't get Tex on here, I'm gonna have him get his opinion about this on Wednesday because I would love to see this debate between these two.
Tex,
About
if you're still
this.
listening, you're being called out. You're more than welcome to join the show. I think Compton is off on this one. All right, hey, you're welcome to join in and put your 2 cents in, Tex. You're being called out by Casey of all people. The TSS says so. Asking for better is self-entitled.
Stay where you're at. You think I wanted better when I was in the military? Fuck, I would have loved to have had better. But guess what? I sucked it the fuck up like a real man does.
Yeah,
I didn't make shit the whole time I was in. I did not make shit the whole time I was in. But guess what? I loved what I did. So I sucked it the fuck up.
Tex is coming. He said give him a minute.
He doesn't have to. I was saying that I would love to hear his
rebuttal to what I'm saying.
Apparently, people don't agree with you, Joe.
Hey, that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
I think you're wrong because I mean you're acting like people who bust their ass doesn't deserve to be moving upwards.
I bust my ass. Guess what? I'm fine where I am. I come home a dirty, sweaty, horrible mess. And guess what? Dirty, sweaty, oily, horrible mess. Okay. I'm fine where I am. It ain't bothering me a bit.
Great. And that's great for you. But I like to, I mean, I love learning. Like, I learn stuff for what I do almost, if not daily, like, a lot of times. Because no one in my field is going to know every little thing about in your field. Unless you're a really old timer who's about to retire. But
Tex is right. Working a civilian job isn't the military, though, but there are some parallels. Well, stay where you are if you love it.
GoFlow says that's a lie because the majority of the guys at Coke have been working there for 25 years plus. It's not the millennials. It's not the millennials at Coke.
See, I mean, I'm technically. Oh, you want to send him the?
Yeah, I'll let him.
Tex wants to call.
See, GoFlow. If you have Skype, you're welcome to. You're welcome to call in as well.
I think the three of us are technically the millennials. We're not Gen X or we're mini.
Which one does he go by now? Is he? Oh, he's Slasher Vision now, right? Yeah, here he is.
Yeah, Slasher Vision.
He's got 3 different fucking text names on here. I can never remember which one he is.
For now, until he changes it again. But no, it's the people. I guess what they call the Zoomers, or they call them Gen Z, is the problem. These people that are like coming into the workforce now, that's like, 15, 16, like early 20s. They're honestly the fucking problem. They think they need to make as much as money as some of the people who've been doing this shit for years.
What's up, Ghost?
So
I'm gonna put my Skype name in the chat. GoFlow, if you have Skype, you're welcome to join in on this conversation. You seem to know quite a bit. I'd like to hear your take on this as well. And Ani says, how can you stay at the same job with only small increases in pay and be happy? Inflation is a killer and will eat more of your salary, leaving you with less. Ghost says, yeah, millennials get a bad rap.
I totally agree with Nani 100%. Like,
I don't need
I
much to be happy.
oh, that's good. If you're happy where you're at, that's great. But
Didn't Tex
I
ask to
As
be
long as
mean,
invited
my
to the call? Well, he
as
could
long
join
as
when he's
my
ready.
bills
yeah.
as long as my bills are paid, I got a roof over my head, both my trucks have gas in them. I'm good.
So
I
far, it
wonder if
seems.
he
So far, the
thinks.
people in this poll are siding with Compton. Looking at this poll,
Well,
67% of the people are siding with Teamsters on this one.
well, that's isn't Teamsters the people are they're striking for more money. That's the people who are on strike.
Well, yeah, okay, you're right. Yeah, so they're actually going against. They're actually siding against Compton on this one. You're right.
I
Ugh.
was gonna like Liberty Coke. I'm like, unless I'm reading it wrong,
Yeah, they're
but
Liberty
no. I
Coke.
mean,
Yeah, they're the ones that are not not giving, I
it's
guess,
Coke.
what people want.
I mean, I feel like it's fucked up when if you're staying at a company for years and let's say they don't at least give you a small little raise every yearly, like a, I think almost like 75 cents that'd be great. But uh I think asking for $1 every year that's asking too much. But I think asking for 50 cents is almost a little too less. For especially my age. Uh,
Our age, Casey.
yeah, our age. So I think 75 cents is probably right there, even though the two rate I jumped $4 in the last year, so I'm happy about that. Oh, there's our man.
There he is.
What's up, yo?
What up? What up?
What's going on, Tex? Welcome to the call.
So yeah, so Compton. So
Yeah.
as long as your minimal, and I'm not attacking, and there's nothing wrong with this, but as long as your minimal needs are met, you don't have a need to put some away and have something for a rainy day. Would this be true or false?
As long as my needs are met, I'm happy.
Okay. So you talk about those two trucks needing gas, right? How much does that gas cost these days?
About $3.59 a gallon, and I said as long as there's gas in both of them, which my job with what I make now, it covers it.
So what happens when that gas goes to $4.50 a gallon or $5.50 like it has?
It with what I'm making now, it was still covered.
Right, but see, here's the problem. I'm not a union man. Like I put in the comments, my grandfather lost a year's worth of work because his union refused to sign a contract. But as my granny always said, a good worker is worth his wage. And my time ain't free, and I'm not doing anything for free. That's not how I operate. So, I understand the whole, you're you earn your worth here, and I think you're kind of coming at this from a military mindset, not looking at it from the benefit of, okay, well, Casey makes $5 more than I do, but I'm just happy where I'm at. You're not looking toward how you can't get that extra $5 more an hour because your minimals are met. You know what I'm saying?
Not worried about it.
But shouldn't that be something that you do worry about, though? Because what happens when the day comes when those minimals aren't met?
Oh, they always will be as long as you manage what money you have right. It's all about money management.
That's not necessarily true either. I mean, do you account for emergencies, medical, tornado took the roof off the house, whatever? I mean, and I'm just using stuff from my personal life. It is what it is. But, I mean, you should always strive to make more money. It's not self-entitled. It's not
It can come across that way, though.
How do you see it? That kind of confuses me. How do you see that?
Mhm.
You know how the millennials or these new people are me, 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 me? Oh, I want this. I want that. I want this. I want that.
Oh,
Doesn't that sound kind of the same?
I
Well,
think
that's
you're
not
technically
what
a
I-
millennial.
Well, you know what I mean. The newer ones.
I mean, if you and I work at the same place, I'm not going there for your paycheck. I'm going for mine. You know what I mean? So, it's just one of those things. But I just, like I said, I'm not a union man, but a good worker earns their keep. And if I don't know who in the comment section said it a minute ago, but the CEO's making $20-something billion. I mean, look at what happened to the auto industry back in, was it 08 or 10 or whatever year that was?
Mhm.
They were literally shutting down Detroit while the CEOs were taking their bonuses and going off to wherever. How is that right on any level? While the working man, like all of us, we take our pennies and we go about our day. You know what I mean?
That's all I've been taught to do. Be glad for what I have.
Oh, I'm grateful for what I have too, but I was also taught you strive for more. You be
Mhm.
happy with what you have, but you keep pushing. I mean, I've got children. I can't think about just my minimal needs. I'm a minimalist too. I live a very simple life, very few frills. But wouldn't you like to get a new truck one day? Something nicer, something that you don't have to work on, or something, whatever.
Oh, I'm happy with what I got. I ain't worried about that.
I mean, like I said, I mean, it's a commendable attitude to a point, but and I'm not insulting you when I say this, but you're like a CEO's dream employee because you asked for the very minimal
Mhm.
on a pride level. You know what I mean? And I think that comes from the military background. You know what I mean?
Work my ass to get what I get. Work my ass off, get what I get, be grateful for it. Because there's people out there that have less.
Right, of
Oh
course.
yeah.
That doesn't mean you can't strive for more. Or don't you think for as hard as you work, you might deserve a little bit more money?
I ain't worried about it.
Wow.
Well, I like to bring something up, like how Tech says. Let's say there's someone let's say your coworker. You hear about he's making a few bucks more than you, but you're actually not only doing a better job.
I don't care what they make.
Well, I mean, but
Their
you didn't
paychecks
let
are
me
none of my business.
Yeah, but you're not letting me finish. You're working your ass off, but you're making a few dollars less, while that guy over there is slacking off, talking to some other person, but he's making a few dollars more than you and not working as hard because he got some inside stuff like where or the management likes him a little bit better, so he gets a little raise, or he has their version of attitude they like better than yours.
Right.
So I feel like if I see some kid that is 20 years old, half my age, doesn't know jack shit, but he's like $5 more than me, I'm gonna be pissed. Especially how long like if I'm in this field, like I said, I've been doing this shit for damn near 15 years. Let's say a brand new kid makes a few dollars more than me, I'm gonna be mad. So because
Why are you worried about? Why are you worried about how much they make? How much they make is none of your business.
He's not worried about. He's not mad at the guy for making the same money. He's mad at the corporation that doesn't respect his work for the 15 years that he's put in, and he takes it as a disrespect of the time and the loyalty that he's put in for those 15 years by just rewarding some new guy with the same thing. That's what he's saying. You know?
And
that's just me. I don't give a fuck what. It's just me. I don't give a fuck what anybody else makes. None of my business.
Well, if it's someone like I respect and I know they have experience, like a very good experience, they're very knowledgeable, I don't care what they make because, hey, you know, they're worth, you know, they know stuff a little bit more than I do. But I'm not going to just take it when there's a brand new kid, never touch a wrench in their life, and they're going to make a few dollars more than me.
Right.
Or, let's say, like I said, when I started doing this shit back in 2008, I started at $12.29 an hour. And that was pretty good for me then. But when you have kids in certain states are making $15 flipping burgers, that pisses me off because I worked so long to get to where I'm at now, where these kids start at McDonald's and they want to make McDonald's their career, flipping burgers and
if somebody does want to make McDonald's a career, there's nothing wrong with that. I know people that started in fast food. They worked their way all the way to the top. They're running these places now. Some of them even own franchises.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, that's different. Well,
right.
That's different. That's different. I'm talking like that's all they want to do is flip burgers and just run the line.
Well, here's the problem.
I mean, if you no, go ahead.
Here's the problem is, you know, I'm not up here asking for $1 million a year contract to do what I do. I'm not going to be ridiculous about it. But $200 worth of groceries don't even buy a whole cart anymore.
Nope.
You might get 3 or 4 bags. You know what I'm saying? And look at inflation and cost of living every year goes up. If you don't see your paycheck go up with it as well, whether that's through more hours, pay raises, whatever it may be, this is going here, this is going down. That's the problem. And when the CEO of this corporation is making $20 million a year for what? Sitting in a boardroom, you know, pushing paperwork. You know, there's the problem.
Probably not even making any real decisions where he has other people making decisions for him.
You know, I mean, I'm just as much of a blue collar guy as you are, but I'm not going to sit here and be blinded by the pride of the. It's kind of weird. Where I see this, you know, blue collar mentality, you know, that it kind of gets thrown around as like a badge of honor, where people are kind of proud that they make very little. And I'm not saying you. I'm saying like in general, they kind of have this. You know, we're proud of, you know, our state in life. I want to advance my state of life. I want to get to where the big guy is. I want to get to the guy that has all the money. I want to be the guy that has all the money. I want my kids to have more money. Whenever my grandkids get here, I want them to have money. And if you're not working to better yourself, why are you there? You know what I mean? I mean, if you've reached a place in life where you're happy, then hey, you know, I'm honestly jealous. I mean, I really and truly am. But I guess I was just raised differently to never stop striving for more. Always be trying to get as much out of it as you possibly can. You know what I mean? I mean, life is going to throw setbacks. That is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But if you ever stop striving for more, you kind of die a little bit, because You know what you're gonna get. There won't be any surprises, and you just gotta live with it. You know what I mean?
So
I
go
agree.
go flow in the chat says if anyone is entitled at Liberty Coke, it's the boomers. They get all the seniority and scared all of the new hires because they know they do nothing and still get benefits, and time for them to retire. Anani says, "What the fuck? Wanting more because of the talent and value that you add to the corporation or business is not greed. It is not entitlement. It's it's being compensated based on your worth."
I agree 100%.
Yes.
Anani says, "Agreed with Tex. If my direct reports don't ask for more, I don't give it, or I give less than those that show drive and ambition." Tia says this is why the word millennials lost all meaning, cause asking just to be paid more is self-entitled, and you're a millennial. What the fuck, man?
Well,
Anani said, hold on.
Oh, alright.
Anani says loyalty doesn't hold a lot of value, and she is agreeing some more with Tex. Go on.
She is correct. See, at this other job, like I was telling you guys, I was there for 3 years, and I got no raise. The only way anyone in that company got a raise is when they were threatened to leave. And then, like, I never wanted to do that. Like, I just want to work my ass off, and hopefully, like, hey, Casey, you're doing a good job. You've been here for this long. I'm gonna throw you a dollar or so for this year, and I would be happy. But no, they fucked me over, and I never want to threaten to say, "Hey, I'm gonna quit and go find something else." Because let's say if they call my bluff, then I had to go quit and find a new job, right?
And then you've already gone through that already in the last couple of years, actually. Something similar, right?
I got fucked out because a couple reasons, but
It's not even just that. One of the things I was always taught was learn to do something nobody else wants to do, because then you're going to make the most money. And that, or learn something that's really hard that nobody else can do, and you'll make the most money. And it's real easy, like Casey said a minute ago, to go try to get one of them $15 an hour, hamburger flipping jobs. But we have to take into account here, we're in the age of everything being streamlined. Go to go to those same fast food places. A, how much more does it cost for your meal? B, how much does it take to get that meal? Because there's 2 to 3 workers behind there where there used to be 5 to 6. Why? Because they were striving to get something in a field that doesn't call for it. Where if you have some sort of mechanical ability, if you have the leverage of saying, "Hey, I can do this job better than anybody else that you have. Nobody else is as skilled as me." That's your bargaining power. And if you're just going to the boss and saying, "Oh, I don't need any more than $750 a week," that boss is going to look at you like you're an idiot. He knows you. He knows he has you on the hook for the next 35 years of your life. And let's look at this in terms of wrestling companies, right? What was the best period? Whenever there were 2 giants that were thriving, there was competition. There was, Vince McMahon's not going to pay me. Well, guess what? Eric Bischoff is. So I'm going to go over here and get some money from Eric Bischoff and Ted Turner. So, I hope to find a place of contentment where I can just not worry about it. But there's a fire under my butt that's never going to go away. You know what I mean? That's just the way that I am. But it is what it is. So.
And let's bring up like McDonald's. I mean, ever since the whole thing started, before the pandemic, they started putting up those kiosks because hey, we can cut out the cashiers now because
Except
they
Walmart.
yeah,
They're willing.
Walmart, yeah, they had the self checkouts.
Yep.
So it's like you're cutting jobs out, streamlined. Shit, you go at Walmart like at night, they have an automated thing like a Zamboni machine going around mopping the floor instead of someone actually going there and mopping it. They have so like we're slowly losing more and more jobs here because like well we don't, we only need to buy this like $20,000 thing once and just have someone maintenance every once in a while, you
Right.
know. So
Well, yeah, I mean, I worked one production line job, and every day that I went into that place, I could feel it killing my soul a little bit every time I walked in those doors. And, I looked over at the guys that had been there 20, 30 years. They looked like they were about to go to the bathroom and hang themselves or, slit their wrists because you knew that they were just there because they had to.
mhm.
I never expect to be a rich man. I don't see that in my future. But you know what? I'm hopeful. And, you know, what number one, I don't believe in the American dream. I think that's an ideal that was made up to keep the working man busy.
Oh yeah.
But I do have dreams of a future where I don't have to worry about that because I've made so much in my lifetime that, you know what? I can take a 2-week vacation. I can do whatever. And I'm not going to miss that money. It's just, I don't want to I'm sick of having just enough in life. I want more. I want my family to have more. I want my friends to have more. You know what I mean? And if these guys striking can, I always question these people on strike because like here recently, maybe a year ago, the Chevrolet auto workers here in Texas, they're already making like $45 an hour and they're out there on strike. Are you kidding me? If you're going to pay me $45 an hour, my butt's going to be inside putting Suburbans together. That's where I'm going.
Hell yeah.
But that's the grief. That's when you're asking too much. I don't know what these Coke workers are making. I don't know all the facts of this. I didn't know about this till I turned on your show tonight, Rich.
I didn't know about the strike until I walked into the food store last night looking to buy a couple bottles of soda because I was almost out of shit to drink, and I saw the signs on the fucking shelf.
I think it said like 71,000 a year,
79,000 a year, but then that's what GoFlow is saying that's also with the overtime and stuff like that. That's not what their actual yearly pay is.
And you also.
So without the overtime and the double time, it's actually less than that.
Well, I mean, the more overtime and the more hours you're putting in, you're being knocked up to a higher tax bracket anyway. They're going to take more of that.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean
go ahead, Casey.
I was going to say, Rose read it earlier. Even in that article, it said you had to work 20 hours of overtime. So that means you had to work at least 60 hours a week to get that.
Dude, I'm working 6 days a week, and it shouldn't even be called overtime anymore when it's mandatory. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's, it's time away from your kids, from your family, from your whatever passions that you may have in life. I do not want to live to just work and then die. If that's going to deal with my life, then just kill me now because that's hell on earth. I want to have fun while I'm here. I'm not looking for the minimal. I'm looking for the most out of it. I only get one turn around this place. I want the most out of it. You know what I mean?
Well, allegedly, I think we do come back as like other beings. I mean, in the future, I could be a dog.
Save that for next episode, Casey. You'll know what. Hold that thought for 2 weeks.
He's not only a flat earther, he's also a reincarnation. I don't know. Like I said,
Anani also says that she often works 60 hours a week too.
yeah, it's a common thing these days. Why? Because if you don't, you can't live. It's a
Oh yeah.
it's very unfortunate. I mean, think about it. Our grandparents, they had a single I can't talk tonight. A single income household. You had mom stay home with the kids. They owned their homes. They lived happy. Now, mom and dad might have to have 2 or 3, 4 jobs, and you're still barely putting,
Well, you guys know my mom works 2 jobs, and she's barely keeping her head above water. And she makes $17 and change an hour at each one.
Right. I mean, dude, my first big money out of high school was an oil field job that starting pay was $15 an hour. I thought I was living at high cotton, buddy. I was making paychecks that I couldn't believe. Now, you can't even live on $15 an hour hard because look at the cost of living. Look at the inflation. Dude, whenever I was in high school, if I had $20, I could put gas in the truck, have some weekend, and have a little bit of money left over. And that was 2006, 2005. It hasn't been that long ago, but it's just one of those things.
Well, I got a question for Joe about this. Let's say I went to trade school for welding, and I'm certified in stick welding. I can do MIG welding.
Whoa! You say MIG welding? What?
MIG welding.
Watch your mouth, Casey. God damn it.
See,
welding.
the only difference in those 2 things is with the MIG welding is you do it cocked sideways. That's the only difference.
Yeah, but I went to school for that, and lately I've been starting to learn to weld aluminum MIG welding. So,
Really? Cool.
Yeah. So, do you feel like going to school for shit like that? Like, do you think I'm not worth my money or worth going upwards if I'm trying to move up in life like that?
Whatever you're making now, I'd say be happy with it.
I'm
Because there's people out there that have less.
Oh, I'm happy what I'm making now, but like Tech said, I strive for more, and you're like we're doing this thing called life, and if it's like he said, if that's all we're doing is working and going home and that's it, I mean, this shit sucks.
Right.
So, like, I feel like being compensated as a little bit.
You feel like
more.
wait, you feel like being constipated? What?
No, shut the fuck up, asshole.
He's free flowing like the Mississippi. It comes right out of him. He doesn't have that problem.
See, even Nani says to be happy. Like, what the fuck? Be happy with it? Like,
there's people out there that don't even have a job that are living on the streets. Why can't you be happy with what you got?
But just because, okay, not every one of those people is there. Do you realize how many people don't even work or anything? So, but you have to count them into they have less than you. Why should you ever measure you should always strive for more in life. Just because I may have less than Rose or Casey or you or
right, you certainly don't have less than me, believe me.
Well, my point is, just yes, you be grateful for what you have, but you can also strive for more at the same time. I mean, unless you're secretly making $1 million a year, how can you be happy with it? You know what I mean?
I don't need $1 million a year to be happy. I'm happy with what I got and how much I make.
oh, okay. What about
For me, it ain't all about money.
It's kind of like, what about Nani says? She says there's some of these unskilled jobs that are starting to go away. Like, like eventually, a lot of these jobs gonna more and more is gonna go away. Eventually, all these people like will serve like call service jobs. A lot of those are gonna start going away because that's gonna be more automated than
I
someone
get
behind a phone.
calls a day already. I already get those things. Everybody gets those. It's not just it's your call centers. It's your store employees. You know, your fast, your production line people. You know, Compton. I know you. I know you're in production. Guess what? They can automate your job too. Then what do you do? You know,
My machines are automated, and I'm still there.
for now, that's the problem. I mean, look, there's. I
There
don't
are
know.
robots doing my job, and I'm still there because they alarm out and need reset.
I don't know if y'all have paid attention to it or not, but even the Hollywood writers are on strike right now because
Yeah.
guess what? AI is writing scripts now. They don't even really need the people to do it anymore. So even somebody who's doing that on that level is, you know, there's not one job that is safe from some rich guy who owns a company finds a cheaper way to do what you do and pay you less for it. You know, if the rich guy is looking out for himself, shouldn't we be looking out for ourselves as well? You know what I mean?
Especially if there's something out there that could just take over your fucking job.
Right. If tomorrow you go into work and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, Casey, we don't need your fat, constipated ass anymore. Adios."
We got a robot doing it for you now.
You have a robot, Casey, and then they pull it out and it looks just like him, down to the wrestling T-shirt. You know, I mean the whole thing, right?
And all that requires is oil.
Right. All it requires is oil, and it probably has video games inside of it. It doesn't have to go buy the video games. It's already got them built in.
Or I mean, be honest, you probably had to charge the damn thing too. Someone's got to be there to plug it in, unless it finds the plug, or a Roomba. I mean, can find its charger and charge itself.
There you go. Yeah. You just make sure it knows where its charging port is, and Robo Casey's good to go for the next week. But that's the thing is, like I said, I'm happy you've reached a place in life where you're comfortable. But just like that comfortability can go away. You know, I mean, I don't want you to out yourself on here, but I'd be willing to bet you're either living paycheck to paycheck or you're pretty close to it, because guess what? The rest of us are too. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's something you got to take into account. You know what I mean?
Ghost says it's not all about the money, but in this world, money equals freedom. It shouldn't, but it does. The more I make now and invest and save, the sooner I could not be a worker ant until I croak.
Not only is money freedom, but paper money is power. Because then they can't just delete your money and say, "Oh, we froze your bank accounts. You don't have anything anymore."
Yeah.
If you got some folding money set back, guess what? You got some power right there. You know what I mean?
Well, I totally agree. I don't see us. I bet all of us are gonna work until we die. I mean, and I'm not gonna be ignorant thinking.
I'm gonna get out of here, what I'm gonna do. So, y'all figure it out your damn selves.
Tex, the only way you're gonna be dying fucking. You're gonna be going into the grave with fucking one beer in one hand and fucking another beer in the other hand. I don't know.
You're only sending one beer. I'm gonna need a lot more than that. Is there any way you can get a whole truckload buried in the ground? Buried. You know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna do.
I got a suggestion as your casket. Instead of being a casket, your casket will be made out of a keg, like couple kegs together, and then you just fill up the kegs with beer. So you be
Wanna, I, I'm gonna have you as like my funeral planner because you've got great ideas, my friend. Like,
Oh, he does stumble across them once in a while.
I don't know. It's just, I mean, this is an argument. I mean, this is one of those kind of things. It really kind of shows where your priorities lie. And I'm not about greed. I'm not about any of that. But I am about knowing what I'm worth, and you're damn sure paying to it. And if you're not, guess what? I'm going to go find it. And if I ever get lucky enough to have a job where I'm happy, I'm compensated fairly, and I like where I'm at, then that's when I settle. But until I get to that place, I'm not going to settle because I've yet to reach that level of money, and I don't think any of us have. But to each their own.
Look, I'm happy what I do, and I'm happy at the company, but I always strive for making more.
I'm saying with the company, but if a rival company offers you $5 an hour more, are you not jumping immediately?
Well, it depends. I mean, let's say the company's like an hour and a half away. Do I was like, well, that's gonna eat a lot of time and energy just to show up at the job for $5 more, when I could be $5 less and be like half an hour down the street somewhere.
I just know that whatever your lot in life is, if you ever stop striving for more, even if you're rich, even if I was rich, I would still be. If I didn't have that, like I said, that fire under my butt to keep striving, why am I even getting out of bed? You know what I mean? You gotta have goals, you gotta have something to work towards, and a lot of these CEOs, when they love a workforce that doesn't ask for any more, they're just lucky to be there. Never be lucky to be there. Expect more, earn more. Go do like Casey did. Go to a welding school. Go to an auto tech school or whatever it may be. Go learn something nobody else knows, because that bumps you up. You know what I mean?
And you know what? I just thought about this and I forgot for a second, but they're even making automated trucks shipping trailers. So think about that. Truck drivers not even safe anymore. Like, they're safe for now, but how much longer? I mean, let's say in 2 decades from now, when maybe half the fleet is an automated fleet, like, I don't see it happening that soon.
I don't think the technology is anywhere near that level yet, but I mean, I'm a delivery guy. I deliver beer. That is my job. That's something I have to consider is when does the day come that they come for my job? Because guess what? They're coming for all of us. Eventually, there's going to be a tool that Casey doesn't have to weld anymore because the Jackbot 3000 is now there to do it for him, or whatever Compton does in production, or whatever it may be.
I'll be happy to say what I do. I run automated friction welding lines.
Okay, well, there you go.
We make drive shafts.
There you go. So, there's going to come a day where they have a machine that does just, Joe Compton's job. What does Joe Compton do?
Machines do my job. All I do is load and unload. How hard's that?
Right. But you're one automated bot away from being out of work is my point. And you need to make as much money before that day comes, because I don't want to see any of my friends out of work. You know what I mean?
But I gotta air out aired this rumor that's in the chat. Yes, I did kill Jerry Springer. Fuck him.
Casey got another one.
Jerry Springer was a smut hound. He put filth on television. He deserved what he got.
That's right. He deserved that pillow that I smothered him with. Oh.
So, Casey, you're self-admitting live on the internet on YouTube.
I mean, allegedly. I mean,
No,
if
Minecraft, right?
if I had a chance to do it, I was gonna do it with a pillow, but I mean, honestly, I didn't. But
Well, you know, old man had his run. We're all gonna die. You know, it is what it is. Make your peace with it now. You know. Well, thanks.
I think we're gonna have to do that gimmick that we talked about off air eventually. It related to that.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. That's gonna be fun to see. I'm not gonna say what it is. I'm not gonna see the natural reaction. There's some cool stuff coming to Casey's screen that y'all are gonna need to pay attention to.
Absolutely.
Rose, so what do you think about this? Like, kind of like, what's your input on this? We haven't got your input.
See, I agree with Compton in some ways. If you're not happy, get a fucking different job. But on the other hand, if you like your job, but you feel like you're worth more than what you're getting, then you have every right to ask for more. You have every right to fight for more, and you should probably fight for more. But so that's why I posed the question. Okay, well, we're not talking about Coke anymore. What if you went to college and you spent so much money and you made this your career choice and you love your job, but at the same time you feel like you deserve more and you want to fight for more? Should you say fuck my career and just go get a different job because I feel like I deserve more, or do you fight for more and stay in your career choice, or do you just suck it up and take what you're given? I mean, I could see it a little bit both ways. My family personally are people that, my dad is headstrong. First of all, he is never satisfied with anything. Fucking, you can fucking give that guy the world and he'll fucking not be satisfied. My youngest brother actually is only 19. He works at a car wash, and he recently went up to his boss and said, "Yo, I want $3 more an hour, and you're gonna give it to me, or I'm walking out." He got it, and he's only 19. He's making like $1,100 a week working at a fucking car wash.
Good for him. I mean, that's, he knows his worth. Well, let me ask you this, Joe. Do you think you're the best at what you do?
Out of all 3 shifts at my factory, I see the numbers the other 2 shifts run, and I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt on my line, I am the best at what I do.
Okay. To the best of your knowledge, do the other 2 men that do your job make the same or something kind of on the same of what you make?
I don't know. I've never asked, never cared to. None of my business.
But would you care if you, let's say, you overheard someone make something?
I don't pay attention to gossip.
Well, it's nothing like if you overhear something. Like,
I don't pay attention. I show up. I do what I'm supposed to. I don't associate with anybody. My breaks and my lunches are spent in my truck. I don't pay attention to anybody when I'm there. I hardly talk to anybody when I'm there. I'm just there to do what I got to, clock in, go out, clock in, leave. That's it.
well, it's kind of like how one time when I was working at Sears down here, and for like 5 years, then when I went to Pennsylvania, finally got a job up there, and I was making the same amount that when I left, And someone asked me, see, I didn't know this beforehand, but they're like, some guy asked me how much I was making. And I told them because, like, one, I worked myself up to that point. I felt like I deserved more. But when the guy fought because I just showed up, he turned around and said, talk to the GM about that. I'm like, and I was already at this trailer shop job, making 12.29 an hour. So I was like, hold on. The guy came up to me and he asked me, and it's like, is it my fault that what I'm making, if I'm making more than he is, like, and I was like, I've been working for Sears for 5 years beforehand. How is it my fault about that? But
Well, and that's the whole thing is a smart man knows his worth and he doesn't take anything less. If and this is to just anybody, this is not to Casey or Compton or Rose or whatever. If what you're doing now, if you think you're being adequately paid for what you do and you don't deserve another red cent, then fine. Then you're the one that decides what's best for you. So, hey, I'm happy you've reached that level. I hope you continue to have that.
mm-hmm.
I hope if that's the case, life doesn't continue to cost more because every year, if you stay at that same level, you're going to have less. And you're then going to have to accept whatever your new level of living is, depending on that base salary that you've decided is enough, you don't need anymore. You know what I mean?
And you gotta remember, inflation doesn't go down; it just goes up. Not the only thing that ever.
That's not true. It does fluctuate. I mean, we'll look at the Trump years. We were doing real good during the Trump years. It did go down then, but it goes up more than it goes down. I think it's a fair statement.
Well, gas goes down a lot more, but like, let's say food and other stuff seems to stay put or go up. And the like a rent goes up as well, and everything.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is I just can't see me ever saying, "All right, boss, don't give me any more raises. Don't pay me no more. I'm good. My minimums are met. That's all I need." I think if I ever told that to my boss, I should be fired from anything. To be honest. It's a. I mean, if I were a boss of a company, let's say, I would want more workers with the mentality that Casey or myself have, because if that guy wants more money, he's going to work harder. He's going to put more in. He's going to show me his work. That means more money in my pocket. I put more money in his pocket. We all do good. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. That's just me, though.
And we're not talking shit about you, Joe, about that. We're just like, it's
this
just
is the difference in ideals, if anything. Listen, there's no negative towards anybody here. I'm not calling anybody out.
I make enough where, like I said on Casey's channel, I can go see Rodney Carrington next month in concert. If I want to, I could take a day off. I could take my truck. I could go race it. Right. I ain't worried about it. My needs are still met. So I still make enough where I can have fun. I'm not just clocking in, going to work.
No, I get that. I don't know. Like I said, I just, instead of seeing Rodney Carrington, imagine getting to see Rodney Carrington and then George Strait next weekend, or whatever it may be.
Or having like a couple weeks of vacation, like, so you can get away from that without worrying. Like, yeah, you might have, like, when I was younger, I was able to put a lot of my time together. I took almost 3 weeks off of vacation. So nowadays, I can't, like, because health issues every once in a while, I can barely even have time off. Like, the only reason I had any recent time off was like I had like a week and a half off because of COVID. And then two, I had 2 days off when I went to WrestleMania.
Right.
So,
I can't take a long vacation like that. It ain't in me.
well, that's fun. That, I mean, if you're happy with that, I mean, that's great.
Well,
I've never once taken an actual vacation, never had a desire to.
to Compton's credit, Compton has a true spirit of what a working man can be. He's nose to the grindstone, no frills. He's like I said, he and it's just my interpretation. But he's looking at this from a military style training because hey, he's a retired vet, and I mean God bless him for that. And, the mindset that he brings with that, of course. But at the same time, I want him to strive for more. For the time and the service that he's put in, he deserves a little bit extra. He needs you know what I mean? To buy an extra pack of whatever, a Coke or whatever you want. It is what it is. I don't want to see anybody just get the money, just whatever. We all need to be getting paid better because guess what? All those white collar idiots up there that are running the shit in the damn ground, they're fucking all of us. They're asking, either they're going to get the big pile of money, or we're going to get a little bit. I'd rather us get a little bit more. So it's just me.
I think we pretty much run this thing down in the ground.
I was
now.
just about to say that, Casey. I'm actually surprised I got as much out of this topic as we did.
Well, I mean,
I think this stuff.
well, he said that, I was like, I knew he was gonna make a lot of people disagree.
If you haven't voted on the poll, vote on it now. I'm going to be closing it in a couple of minutes.
Well, all right, so are we done with the topics, Rose?
I believe so. Once we close out this poll, yeah.
All right, are we gonna hit that third one that I gave you, or is that going to be another night?
I mean, that might be something maybe you guys could save for Casey's channel, but because
right.
we're already almost 3 hours in, and I still want to hear your story of how you quit drinking.
No, I'll speed everybody up on what I've been up to.
But yeah.
Hang
So
on, before you do that,
if you guys want to vote on the poll, do it now. Get your votes in. I'm going to close it in a couple of minutes, and then we're going to end the topics for the night and just let Compton tell us his story of how he quit drinking. We'll get our plugs in, and we'll get out of here in probably about 3.5 hours.
It won't be that long.
It sounds like Tex is trying to say something.
oh no, I was going to make a joke. I was just going to say Compton has one bad night of drinking and he pushes out.
Oh, that's kind of what happened.
Hey, I like having my fine motor functions, and I like being in control of my actions. When you're completely sloshed, you don't have either one of them.
So I'm what you call a professional alcoholic. I make this shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
I like not having a slur in my speech. I love not having any of the problems you have when you're drunk. The goddamn hangovers, the fucking headaches.
There's where I differ because most of my problems come when I'm sober. Casey has seen this. how, in your honest opinion, Casey, how am I when I'm sober? Please tell me.
Ooh, excuse me.
You're different. I think when you have a drink, you're mellow down.
He's mellow
You're-
yellow.
Yeah, mellow. Yeah, he's mellow. Where I think if he's sober, he's more serious. So
More of the asshole comes out when I'm sober. So I don't know. It just is.
I talk to you when you're sober, Tex.
I don't like to be sober. Sober's not bad. Sober's for squares. You know?
wouldn't you say being sober is for quitters?
Yes, sober's for quitters.
So I ended the poll, and out of 14 votes, looks like the poll is a tie again between the people who don't give a shit and the people siding with the strikers at 42% versus the people siding with Coke at 14%.
I said, I'm surprised Don't Give a Shit didn't win. Most people probably don't. As long as people get their Coca-Cola fix, they could probably give a crap. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I mean, see, I'm a big Coca-Cola fan. That would suck if, like, I can't find anywhere. But that's be kind of hard to run out of Coca-Cola when, like, you can go to the nearest gas station and probably find one. Or go to the gas station. To Walmart.
That's funny you say Coca-Cola because, I don't know if Rose plugged on the show or not yet, but this broadcast is actually brought to you by the folks at Mountain Dew.
We're totally not being paid for this, by the way.
It tastes better than Coca-Cola.
That's a lie.
It's just, everybody go out and get an ice cold Mountain Dew. Here you go. So,
Hey, I'll fuck with some Mountain Dew, but it is not better than Coke.
Well, the official statement of the Rose Gaming Channel is Mountain Dew is better than Coke. Rose wanted me to commercial. So, this is a non-paid sponsorship brought to you by Mountain Dew and Tex. So go buy Mountain Dew. Regret this.
Real quick before we get into Joe's story here, I just want to let you guys know that starting now, Less Than Serious is officially on Spotify in audio podcast form.
Hell yeah!
I will be adding the episodes as they happen. Obviously, once I get caught up with things, but you can now search Less Than Serious on Spotify, and the episodes will appear as of right now. I have the relaunch episode and episode 57 from back in November 14th, and the Halloween episode we did are up on Spotify. The next one I'll be putting up is the Thanksgiving special from last year. I'll be putting them up every few days until we get caught up with the current episode, and then every 2 weeks when after an episode airs on YouTube, it'll go up in audio form on Spotify. So if you want to listen to it there, if you have, for those of you who have lower bandwidth, maybe can't watch video form, or you just want to throw it on in your car or whatever while you're going to work or you're doing something, something easy listening, as I call it. So you have another option to listen to the show. Again, that is audio form on Spotify, so you can search Less Than Serious on Spotify.
I hear Casey's voice enough throughout the week the way it is. I don't know if I want to hear it going to work.
That might give me an idea for the future.
I'm gonna plug my phone into my truck radio tomorrow, and that way I can listen to Casey even louder. I'm gonna turn it up all the way. I'm gonna roll the windows down so everybody can hear it. Like, what's this dumbass listening to? What's this motherfucker talking about? This is Casey. Oh, you don't know who he is, you moron.
We could do like some conspiracy theories. Like we could make some bull.
No. I had a conspiracy podcast that was on Spotify, and they ripped it down like that. Don't do that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
If I ever get any YouTube or anything else, me and my friends had a conspiracy podcast, and we did a episode about a certain political organization that has one leg for the name, and we had 0 strikes, 0 warnings. They ripped it down. It was, was what it was. So.
Oh yeah, I remember you talked about that. Wow.
Yeah. We did we had 25 or 26 episodes, and they literally ripped them down off the airwaves.
That's fucked up.
So, Joe, how did you go about not drinking anymore? I'm curious.
All right, well, it started off with this right here. So go full screen so everybody can read it.
An award from the Gay Pride organization or something?
Move it a little more to your right, Joe. There you go. CPL, William Compton, Renegade, 35th.
Read the top, too.
351st EUD. Top says retirement award, right. Thank you for
retirement.
What does that say? Thank you for your 20 years of service in the Army Reserves. All right.
20 years. What happens at 20 years in the military? What are you eligible for? Retirement. Yes. I officially retired from the military as of March 9th. So, no longer military. I'm full-fledged civilian now. I mean, fuck. As you can tell, goddamn, when's the last time anybody saw me with this much hair?
Considering I always see you on the show, with a fucking hat on.
That's true. You always have a hat on.
I mean, shit. I'm letting the hair grow out. The full beard's coming in. But I had a retirement party at my cousin's house. We had a DJ there. It was BYOB. So,
bring your own
DJ was, yeah.
Bring your own
beer and bring your own bitch.
I was just gonna
bring
say
your
that.
own bitches.
Bring your own bitches. Robert Valente, what is going on? Congrats, thank you for your service, Mr. Compton.
You're very welcome, sir. But we had the party. It started about, I'd say, 4 o'clock. We had smoked meat. We had meat off the smoker, smoked pulled pork, smoked chicken, mac and cheese was the menu. Everything was going fine. Come 9:30, I had a few too many Lone Stars because I was just heavy on the Lone Star beer that night. No sponsorship here, unfortunately. But my plan was to sleep in the bed of my truck. I took my truck down there this way. Hey, I'm not drinking and driving. I'm sleeping in the bed of my truck. I go in the bed of my truck. My cousin asked for my key. Now, mind you, I don't remember all this, and I'll get to that later. So I gave him the key to my truck. I'm going to back you up closer to the fire, Joe, so you can stay warm. All right, cool. He has 12.14 acres out in his property.
That's a
He
huge
takes
property.
He takes me out in his pasture with my truck. Now, mind you, it has a 6-inch lift on it and 35-inch Nito mud grapplers. So these are mud tires on my daily driver. And he rips a donut out in the pasture with me in the bed of my truck.
Mm.
Then he puts me by the fire. I don't remember I emphasize, do not remember him doing a donut in my truck out in the pasture. which for me, being blackout drunk, not remembering shit, is a problem. I hate that. I woke up at 3 a.m., had to piss, so I did my thing. Outside the truck, of course.
So
And
you pulled the Drew and you pissed in the yard.
well, I'm outside. By this time, my cousin, his wife, they're inside the house, passed out. Fine, I didn't want to sleep in the house.
His cousin, his wife.
My cousin is married.
He pissed on. No, the truth is, he pissed on his cousin's wife.
I thought you were going to say your cousin's. No, like your cousin, his wife.
My cousin and his wife.
Casey's trying to make this sound more complicated than it needs to be.
No, I was trying to make it sound really bad.
So I piss on one of the tires of my truck. As soon as I step foot, get out of the bed of my truck, the ground's still spinning. I'm like, whoa, baby, fuck. Do my thing, get back in the bed of my truck, wake up about 8:30. I see the tire marks out in the pasture. I go to, by this time it's daylight, I go to ask my cousin's wife what happened. Why are there tire marks from my truck in the pasture? Because he has a truck of equal size. But his truck is out of commission. It needs a new transmission. So I know it wasn't his. That and his truck has 2 flat tires. So it couldn't be his. Process of elimination. It was my truck. She dimed him out. Oh, yeah, Aaron did a donut with you when you was in the bed last night. Don't you remember? No. And the last time I was blackout drunk was when I was at a Chris Cagle concert up in Indianapolis. I do not remember the small bits and pieces of the concert. And most of it was, Joe, this is what happened. Once again, I went up there with a female coworker of mine, same cousin and his wife. At the time, they were boyfriend and girlfriend. So every time I drink, he is 6'7", about 350 pounds. Every time I drink, I have to keep up with him. It is in my mindset, I have to keep up with him. It is either to the extreme where I keep up with him or I don't drink. So I'm not drinking for that reason. I can't keep up with him. I can't go like I'm 20 years old at 42. And I woke up the next morning with a hell of a hangover.
Well, you said there's footage of this.
Yes, I got the video on my phone.
You need to send that to me so we can air that.
That has my cousin and his wife on it.
I can
So
edit.
I'm not.
I can edit.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that because they're on there.
Okay.
Casey's just looking for something juicy to put on his channel here.
No, I was just saying. I just want to see the donut with him in there. I don't care about.
You can't see it. It was at night. All you see is my taillights on my truck.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess if Joe Compton's going to tap out on drinking, I'm going to have to up it so Lone Star Beer doesn't lose any stock price. I'm going to have to match whatever he had plus whatever I'm doing already.
So you're like a pregnant woman, like where you have to eat for you and your baby, so you're going to drink for him.
Yeah, I'm going to have to drink for 2. You know what I mean?
It was so bad. It was so bad that when I got home on Sunday, my party was a Saturday night. I get back here to my house. Every bit of alcohol I had, I dumped in the yard. I was like, yeah, I'm done. I still had
what? Oh.
I had a full bottle of Jim Beam, regular, that was barely cracked. I still had half a bottle of Fireball. I still had like a dozen Lone Stars. I just dumped it all in the yard.
The text hearing this makes you want to probably makes him want to strangle you for that.
And weep at the same time. This story is like, hearing somebody's dog die to me right now. This is awful.
So it was from that very moment on when I was dumping the alcohol. I was like, I'm done. I don't need this poison anymore.
So you're saying this is like your version of Old Yeller?
Old Yeller, what? When he gets taken out back and shot? Nobody's big enough to take me out back and Old Yeller me.
No way.
I'm trying to compose myself. I don't want to weep on YouTube and look like a bitch, but I'm going to have an emotional moment. I'm going to have to say a prayer for all that precious booze that you just poured out frivolously.
You could have at least donated the closed the closed stuff to Tex.
Right.
But hold on.
I'm going to have to think a little bit less of you now that I know this. Just know that going forward. So.
Is this alcohol going across state lines? Is that bootlegging? Or
it depends. Realistically, it depends on what laws it was. It's all bullshit.
Realistically, Casey, if I was to take beer to like a concert over in Ohio or whatever and tailgate, would that be bootlegging? Do you think anybody would give a fuck?
well, I was thinking something like how Smokey and the Bandit, where he was taking the alcohol from Texas to, was it Arkansas?
Yeah.
So, and they called that bootlegging.
Well,
Do you think anybody would give a shit if I did that? Really?
I'll put it to you this way. There's two ways I'll quit drinking. Number one, my doctor says, Tex, if you have one more drink, you'll die. Or two, I'm already dead. That's how I know when. So, whichever one of those happens to come first, I'm going to let life go ahead and dictate that. Until that, I'm going to continue to enjoy the cold, refreshing brew that is Lone Star beer and the many whiskeys that I enjoy and everything.
Well, between all of that and being, well, here's something I've never said live on air before. Being raised by an alcoholic that abused you, yeah, you kind of want to stop.
That's a whole nother thing. I'm just talking from the drinking level. There's no.
I got hit with a 2x4 by my stepdad, who is ex-stepdad now, because God rest my mom.
I'm putting the show link to Less Than Serious on Spotify in the chat, because apparently EJ couldn't find it on Spotify searching, even though I found it. So, but there it is.
God rest my mom.
So that way I can share the wisdoms of Casey with all my friends. Audio.
Like I said, it's 2 episodes right now, but we'll catch up. We'll catch up with the episodes over the coming couple of months, and then we'll eventually catch up. And then after we catch up, it'll be every 2 weeks. We'll, after a show airs on YouTube, it'll go up the next day on Spotify.
That's cool.
Nice.
But yeah, being raised by an alcoholic that abuses you kind of makes you not want to drink.
I think for the Less Than Serious channel, Casey should record like a 5-minute wisdom session. Is what you should do. And it's just Casey. Like, there's no script or anything, right? Casey just like talks about whatever's on his mind, his tips for life. Some Casey truths. Don't call them conspiracy truths. Call them Casey truths.
Yeah,
And,
there
Call
you
them
go.
Casey. No, we could just call them the Caseyisms. You know,
Yeah.
Casey,
like Drew used to call them.
you can friend it, that's fine. But like a 5 to 10 minute kind of short little session, he could do, while he's driving in the car or whatever, right? And it can be like, between Less Than Serious being posted, you can post your Caseyism sessions, to your show. It'd be great.
I don't know if I can make a bunch of bullshit every day. Like,
Well, that's when you talk to your good buddy Tex, who knows a lot about dumb shit, and I can just feed you information and you'll be fine. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of dumb shit, why don't you guys in the chat watching? Why don't you guys like this dumb shit and get this show up to 15 likes? That'd be cool.
yeah, but I think this is probably one of our highest views.
If this show doesn't get 15 likes, 3 puppies are going to die. Okay? So get that to
Hold on.
15.
That shit doesn't work. You guys been saying if you get Frank to 500.
Yeah, I can come up with that. If this show doesn't get 15 likes, Casey's going to get diabetes right now.
There you go.
Well, that was definitely not, because they're gonna want him to get diabetes.
Yeah.
You'll lose likes.
Well, they'll probably just like it. Either like the show or you're a bad person. How about that? Does that
There
work?
you go.
There we go. Do something.
So, Joe, how long do you think this sober phase of yours is gonna last?
Oh, it's done. It's for good. I'm not touching a drop anymore.
Yeah. So when you
Because like I just said, that got overlooked. I was raised and abused by a alcoholic.
I was trying to move past the abuse part because that doesn't make for a good podcast. I was trying to move forward while we were there.
But it's still something that shouldn't be overlooked and taken lightly.
Well, I was gonna say we should start making bets, seeing when he start again.
well, my next question was, when is he gonna kick the cigarettes now?
Yeah, I'm never kicking these.
Well, maybe you. Oh, I was gonna go something bad. I can't do that.
Do it. Good. Say it.
Maybe you're abused by a user. You need to stop smoking too.
Oh, you're going to make a joke about the fact that I was abused as a kid?
Oh,
shit!
It was a joke, man. You said some
That's not something to joke about.
Dude, you said some nasty things to me today.
But I've never joked about a traumatic event that happened in your childhood.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. I was just kidding. Hold on. You asked me to do it. I said no, and you guys pushed me to say it.
Tex wanted you to say it. Joe was not saying anything.
I'll take that one. It's all good.
Oh, I think didn't you say go ahead and say it? Usually, I think usually Joe would say
Obviously, this is not a okay thing, but for Rosa's podcast sake, I was trying to not make light, but move to a different subject is what I was trying to do. So
I apologize, Joe. I don't mean to offend you.
no, we're not trying to offend anybody.
We're not that damn soft over here, right, Casey?
Oh. I'm not trying to offend him.
Oh shit! And he left. God
Who?
damn. Yeah, he left.
Joe?
Mm-hmm.
I said I'm sorry.
Yep.
I mean it. I didn't want to hurt the guy's feelings. It was a joke.
Well, Joe,
I-
thanks for coming, being on the show tonight.
Let's run off, dude. Like I said, I wasn't making light of your situation you grew up in. That's horrible, but that's a behind the scenes conversation, not publicly shared. You know what I mean? So
I agree, but it is what it is. I officially apologize to him, and I'll apologize to him privately too.
I mean,
So-
I honestly, when he said it the first time, I wasn't really even paying attention because I was reading the chat and I was getting the Spotify link for Emily. So I wasn't even I was half paying attention to when he was saying that. So when I asked him how long is this gonna last, and then he brought it up again, I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, then that's when I threw the joke. It was like, see how long we should start making bets.
I was actually gonna ask him too. I was gonna say, you sure that's something you want aired out to the public? Because that's something I wouldn't talk about.
That's why I said what I did out of his own protection, Joe. Just so you know that, dude. I wasn't making light of your situation. I was actually watching your back. So don't think otherwise.
And also, Compton, if you're still listening, just so you know, I did mute Casey's joke, so they didn't hear it.
Okay, good. That's good.
So you can go back, you can rewind the last couple of minutes of the show, you can go back and hear it. I muted what he said. So you heard him say it, we heard him say it, but they didn't.
That's good.
There's not one of us that doesn't rip on all. We all harshly go at one another. That's just that is the way that it is. It's all in fun, and hell, Compton goes after Casey every freaking show. It's just one of those things, you know.
And honestly, if we don't like each other, we wouldn't be here either.
Hell, he went after me. He went after me to start the show tonight. I'm like, okay, yep.
And I was happy for you too, where you took it in stride.
I even went after myself. I'm like, okay, he wants to go that route. I'm like, just like me, I forgot the I in the word strike.
Well, and I was happy for you that you took it in stride. So
it's all done humorously. We're all friends here. It is what it is. Don't think anything more of it. It is what it is. So, no big deal. Either way,
Yeah.
Rose, it's time to plug shit in this thing or what?
Yeah, I think after I wouldn't say Compton sucked the fun out of the room, but the last few minutes have certainly took a turn. So
It didn't suck the fun, but it kind of took the air out of the balloon or something, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Certainly took that left turn that you would see on the NASCAR track.
Well, hold on. You do see the left turn coming up. Is it right? No, they make left turns all the time. So they see.
If you're on anything except for a road course and you make a right turn, you're having a bad day. That's so.
All right, well, Tex, since you're the guest, I'll start with you. What do you got going on over there at the Harsh Truth or whatever else you may be doing with people on YouTube?
Yeah, no, tomorrow, actually a big show, we're finally going to review Evil Dead Rise. The film that recently came out, it's made over $100 million, which is huge for a horror film like this. I loved it. Movie of the year for me. If you want to hear my thoughts on that, as well as Frank and Jeremy and Rachel may or may not be on, I don't know. But tomorrow night, Harsh Truth, about 7 Central. I'm not sure the exact time, but just go subscribe. That's about it.
I'm going to pull the channel up for a moment.
Yeah, we've been doing some big shows here lately. We just did a big draft show for the first round of the NFL draft. People can go back and watch. And Casey even came on there and gave us his infinite wisdom of NFL football because he knows it all.
Oh yeah. But when you guys said a draft, I thought I was scared for a second. I thought it was the military draft. I thought it was going to be. I had to worry about being drafted to the Army or something.
So he's only gotten 3 new subscribers in the last 2 weeks, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry, 13. He got 13 new subs. He's getting closer to that 500.
Yeah, get us to 500 subscribers, and we're going to do a charity stream for animal shelters. So, if you like dead puppies, don't subscribe.
There you go. You have to say exact opposite, because apparently
you care about animals, you'll do the right thing and go hit that subscribe. So it doesn't cost you anything. We're not asking you for a dime. Just go click that little, just hit the subscribe, and that's all you need to do. So it's real simple.
Or if you're already subscribed, you can hit the unsub button.
Oh, come on.
Then we're gonna, have to attack Rose Gaming channel and take him down. If you want a channel war, you'll lose. But you choose your own fate.
No, I'm fucking with him. Frank's good people. He was in the chat earlier.
Yeah,
So,
but
yeah.
he was talking shit though, wasn't he?
I mean, about the FYE thing, but like I said, I only brought that up because I was kind of trying to pad out the show. Why am I... Get out of here. Fuck off, YouTube. Alright, Casey, it's your fucking turn.
Obviously we do Wednesday Night Nitro and Friday is Raw weekly. We only took last week off. But I've been playing a bunch of Sega CD games. I recently got my 32X going again, so I'm gonna be playing some of that and maybe a little bit more Sega CD. I've just been in the mood for Sega stuff lately. So, and then I might definitely do some more PlayStation 5 stuff now.
There you go.
Yeah. So, that's pretty much it.
That Samari video popped off for a little bit for you, though, Casey. 459 in 11 days.
Oh, yeah.
455 subscribers. I tell you what, if there's one channel you want to hit this button on, it's this one.
What? What, the Ace Trainer?
No, I clicked on that by accident trying to get to your channel.
Oh. I have no idea.
I'm hovering over the unsub button on your channel, Casey.
Oh,
I said if there's one channel you want to hit this button on, it's definitely this one.
Well, I think it's fair if you subscribe to the harsh truth. You should unsubscribe to Casey is Raw, just to out. Just so life has balance. Everything is equal. It's all good. So.
Well, lately, some of the gameplay's been hitting good numbers too. Like there'll be like a dud every once in a while, and then like a few, like one will be like the next three will be like over 100 views.
And look, guys, Casey actually used the title that doesn't say Casey is Raw's live PS4 broadcast.
Yeah, I changed it. Well, yeah, on the PS5. Yeah, I guess I could have changed it on the PS4. It's so easy just to quickly just hit live.
Yeah, but then nobody knows what your fucking stream is about, and nobody wants to look for it or come to it.
That's true. Good
Except
point.
for the fucking handful of people that will just come to your stream just for you and not care what you're doing.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point. So, I'll definitely take that into...
At least now when you say Fortnite with Casey is Raw, at least people know what they're searching for.
Exactly. And I think I had another dude came in there, so it kind of worked. So
I've only been telling you that for how many years now?
Casey had another guy. He can add one more to his headboard. He can add one more notch.
So Casey, what you got this week in another episode of Wednesday Nitro and Friday is Rawful.
Raffle?
What else you got going on this week, Casey?
Tomorrow I had one loaded up, but it took forever to load because the gameplay is almost an hour. Is Beavis and Butthead on the Super Nintendo. That's going to come out tomorrow, and it's a completely different game from the Sega Genesis one. So, if it was the same thing, I wouldn't have done that, but it was because it's two completely different games.
One of the rare instances where an IP was used and the same game was made twice, but made somewhat differently.
Yeah. It's it has some elements of the same thing, but it's completely different at the same time. So, but yeah, we've been mostly doing after shows after WWE pay-per-views. So, and I've been having fun.
You're the new Cronin. That's not saying much.
Oh, I mean, we're nowhere near up there, but you know, you gotta start from somewhere.
Yeah, Casey's show it's more of a to be completely fair, there are topics, but at the bones of it, it's a fun hangout show more than anything.
Yeah,
Like the show normally starts topic based, and at some point in time, it's going to devolve into something much more relaxed and whatever.
mhm.
Apparently, somebody didn't like the show tonight because I lost a subscriber. I'm back down to 598. So thanks a lot. Don't know who that was, but fuck you.
Oh, there's Joe in the chat. He actually brought up a good point. He says Friday is the beginning of the 5-star titty tournament. That's right. I already forgot about that.
Well,
wow.
when did he say that? That didn't pop up in my chat.
Well, I mean, I see it here in YouTube.
I'm looking at the YouTube chat. The last thing I see is from Michael.
Well, I had to prove the comment, but it's right there. I don't know, but yeah.
Be good. I've already got my picture chosen. I won't be there Friday, so I will offer my submission. I'll be watching Joe Bob, of course, but
That's fine.
I have complete confidence that Little Miss Bliss is going to own y'all's asses. So
Did he block me? I don't see him. I see Michael saying hi to him, but I don't see him.
It could be.
You can look at. I got the chat up on my stream right now. You can see. I do not see him.
Yeah. Well, I think. I don't know. That's weird.
I see it on. I see it on my my OBS stream chat, but not on the YouTube chat.
Maybe it just glitched or something. Because I know one time. Go ahead, Tex.
Dude, it's not a big deal. We're not blowing you off. We were trying to protect you. Just take a breath. It's fine, dude.
Yeah, I even said I muted Casey's joke. So I mean, obviously
nobody's out of a situation, but that's a different conversation that needs to be had somewhere else, not in front of the masses. So.
Yeah. But I was going to say that a lot of times when I'm on StreamYard and I'm looking also on YouTube, there's some things on StreamYard it won't show, and it will show on YouTube.
Yeah, but this is my YouTube chat, and then my OBS chat it shows his comment is there, so...
Well, why don't you check and... Well, you're in studio. Why don't you just go?
Yeah, now it's showing up. He says he didn't block anyone. That's weird. That his comment didn't show up before. His comment didn't show up before, but it's showing up on my OBS. That's just fine. That's
weird.
It is.
That's YouTube for you.
Let's see if I go into the regular chat. Okay, if I go into the regular chat, it's there.
See?
But the studio chat, it's not there. That is fucking strange. That is strange. Very strange.
That's what I was saying. I could see it in the normal chat.
Somehow, I got a feeling somehow this is Casey's fault.
Somehow.
I mean, that's what Drew used to blame me for. Anytime anything happens, he just blame me. So
maybe Casey's, I don't know, fucking with the algorithm, or he's hitting buttons.
Well, I mean, it's not like the first time I ever got blamed. So
right, there you go.
Well,
Casey's been blamed so much at this point, he just accepts it, doesn't even really think about it. So it's kind of a perfect system. We get a victim, or we get a culprit for the problem. He doesn't care. We feel justified, and we all move on. It works.
Exactly. But this is a good show. When I saw the topics, like, I didn't hear about the topics until Joe told me about. And yes, I totally spaced out about tonight. And when I saw it, I was like, this is a good lineup. I mean, I like to hear his complaint about FYE, Coke on strike, and the Xbox. So, it was a very...
Everybody go out and drink them a Dr. Pepper and or Pepsi and tell Coke to fuck off. How about that?
Well, see, here in New Jersey, funny you say that. Here in New Jersey, Dr. Pepper sold as a Coke product.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's
Dr.
weird.
Pepper's just own brand. That's weird.
Right, but in some places it's sold as a 7-Up product. In some places it's sold as a Coke product. Some places it's sold as a Pepsi product.
Well, see, Dr. Pepper owns 7-Up. That's weird.
That is weird. See, I thought, Dr. Pepper was under Pepsi.
No. Dr. Pepper is its own company. They're based here in Texas. They own 7-Up, Big Red, a handful of stuff.
Because there's a factory down here. It labels Dr. Pepper and Pepsi. So
They might be made out of the same plant, but that's just like down here in Texas. For beer, Coors and Miller are made in the same plant, and Lone Star beer is made out of there too. But they're owned by different people. You know.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper is one of them strange fucking brands. Different depending on where you are. It's sold as under a different company. But as for my shit, I got new episode. I got 3 episodes of Cardfight Vanguard's Dear Days, the new Let's Play I'm doing. I'll be doing the next couple episodes of that game coming up this week, probably at least 2 more. I'll be putting up the next How to Solo 7-star raid in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet as the new 7-star raid. It was announced during this stream tonight. The next raid will start next Thursday night, so I'll be putting that video out. As for lives, I did Mega Man Battle Network, started playing that. So I'll be playing a lot more of that since I did get the Battle Network collection. I managed to get my hands on one of those. I will be doing a Pokemon Scarlet and Violet stream for the next raid. I'll be playing some of those. And of course, the next episode of Less Than Serious will be on May the 21st.
Wow.
So that will be the next episode of Less Than Serious. Of course, I got shorts here. Bought a couple new figures. Decided to show them off. Somehow I got 378 views on one and only 9 on the other. Don't ask me how that happened, but it happened.
That's the weird thing with shorts is that one video will do great, and then the other one you think you just did as good, and it shits the bed.
But yeah, if you guys wanted to help me get back to 600 subs, that'd be great. I was 1 away, and now I'm back down to 2 away. Apparently someone unsubbed during the stream tonight.
I wouldn't worry too much. I mean, it fluctuates all the time. Dude, I went down like 3, and then I'm back up 4. It just fluctuates.
Yeah, it does. But, yeah, guys, so check us all out. Subscribe to all our shit. Even Joe Compton. I don't know what he would plug if he was still here. But, yeah, I want to say again, thanks.
His Twitter would be Joe Compton 81.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, again, say thanks for him coming on tonight. Say thanks to Tex for showing up again towards the end of the stream. Casey for being here, even though he almost forgot. And of course, my usual plugs to everyone else. Derailed. Drew is live, taking viewers away from us, the fuckface. Go watch.
We should all go over there. We should all go over there and just to plug Rose's channel, be like, watch the Rose Gaming. Just stream your snipe your shit.
Yeah.
Go on over
Everybody
there.
just go over to Derailed Gaming as soon as we get off. Wait till we go and be like, the Rose Gaming is better or something. I don't know. Maybe that.
Go in there and just type in LTS raid or some shit. He'll know it's us.
Yeah, just type LTS raid. That'd be cool. So.
We do that. So check out Drew in the Derailed Gaming channel. He'll be playing the new Zelda game for a week, starting next Friday. I know he took the whole week off from work to play that game through. So he'll be doing that. Also, check out the Derailed Patreon, where you'll get the first 55 episodes of the original Lesson series, as well as 239 other episodes of the Derailed podcast for $1 a month. A lot of great content. And you're going to need more than a month to listen to it all, I assure you of that.
There's good shit on there, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You want to follow me as well right here on Twitch. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're not already. Greatly appreciate it. Follow me, of course, on Rumble. Less Than Serious is also on Spotify, as I've mentioned twice now. I'll start putting the link to that in the description as well. And follow me, especially for social media, on Twitter, so you guys know when I go live or upload a video. And with that being said, I think we've done all we needed to do tonight. I didn't expect the show to go 3.5 hours when I hit the live button, but I guess that's what happens.
Yeah.
Casey, shouldn't have talked so much.
Yeah.
So that being said, guys, for Joe Compton for being here tonight, for Tex, for Casey's Raw, my name is The Rose, saying see ya. Have a good night, everybody. Next Sunday is Mother's Day. Treat your mother right.
Ah, shit.
And until next time, thanks for watching. We'll catch your ass down the road.